Live.
Are
And
we
welcome,
live?
everyone. We're live.
Okay.
Welcome,
Okay.
everyone, to the 28th inaugural. That's only the beginning, right? 28th
28th inaugural.
inaugural Playtest This Playtest with our special guest, Matthew Rodela. But first, let's introduce our star studded panel, starting with Sasha, because he's right below me in my views.
Hmm.
Perfect. Well, hello, my name is Sasha Jelton. I am a game designer that I don't have any published games at the moment, but I have a lot of games that I'm really excited to be pitching a ton this year. And I spend a lot of my time teaching board game design to middle schoolers, and I really love sort of pulling apart games and really analyzing them and trying to figure out the nuts and bolts of how they sort of work. And that's my spiel.
Awesome.
Chuck.
Nice. And Chuck?
Yeah, hi, I'm Chuck White. I'm a software analyst and a game designer on the side. I am designing a game called Robot Boxing League, a strategic movement deck builder. Besides designing my own game, I also like playtesting other people's games like this and helping them with their discords and trying to help out with their communities. If I can help out with any rulebook editing like that, I'll try my best with that. But I just like talking and meeting new people.
Nice.
Let's see who's next. Jack.
Awesome. Sure. Yeah, I'm Jack Dunbar. I'm from New Kingdom Gaming. I have my first project coming out in April. It's New Kingdom Gardeners is the title. And I do. Yeah, what can I say? I do a lot of play testing. I'm on Playtest This, and I have had the opportunity to play with a lot of great designers and play a lot of great games recently in the last year and a half, and I'm very excited to dig more into Twisted Trumpets with you, Matt. Glad to have you on tonight, and really excited about this. So, yeah.
All right, let's look at the back page, and there's Trip.
Oh, I'm on the back.
Yeah.
Nice. Where I belong.
I mean, I wasn't going to say that, but just insinuate heavily.
Well, I'm Trevor Olson. I am also making board games. My day job is a nurse, and my pretty much all my brain capacity is devoted to making games. Sometimes even when I'm working. Most of the time when I'm working. Yeah, I'm working on a game right now called Alcatraz Escape the City. It's a hidden movement game. Hoping to, I'm still kind of pitching it, but I think I'm going to kickstart it. I don't know yet.
Oh, really?
Anyway, that's enough about me. Let's get to the game.
But first, all about me.
No. We don't need that.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. All right. we can skip me this time. We can skip me this time. Okay. So I'm not playing. I'm watching on my phone on the YouTube, but I can't figure out how to find the comments section. Does anybody know how to do that?
No, you're not really going to skip you, are you? Come on. They
Oh
don't know
my
who you
god.
are.
I am Evan Halbert, designer of so many games you've never heard of, plus one you might have after the Empire. I made a solo mode for it. Go buy that and then tell me it was awesome if you don't think so. And yeah, that's it.
I think I heard somewhere that's getting close to breaking the top 1,000 on BGG.
Well,
It's getting close.
It's at like
close.
it's at like 1770 something.
That's close.
1776.
There you go.
Year of our
Last I checked,
independence.
but who's counting?
Yeah.
I mean, but I definitely don't check every day.
I do.
Like, okay,
I do.
get my coffee, check my games.
When you only have one
It's
game,
a good day.
you can do
It's
it.
a good day. It's good.
Yeah.
I went up a point.
I picture the designers with like 40 games. There's no way they probably check any of them.
Yeah.
But I've only got one, so it's like, oh yeah, of course I check it every single day. Obviously.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if somebody figures out how to look at the comments on the phone,
So if you have it open,
yeah,
you should be able to see next to the thumbs up and the thumbs down, there's a little button for live chat. You should be able to click on that.
Thumbs up.
My phone is, so
thumb down.
I'm out.
It's just thumbs up, thumbs down, share, save, and report.
You don't have the live
You
chat
should report
right next to it?
Streams books.
Well, while Evan is looking for the chat,
I don't know how to. I'm working.
Matthew
Oh,
Rodela, our guest
thank you. Yes.
tonight.
Thank you, Jack.
Can you tell us a little bit about yourself, and also a little bit about this wonderful game that you're bringing to us tonight?
Sure. My name is Matthew Rodela, as has been said. I am got into game design a couple years ago when I had an idea for a game that I thought would be cool about starting a band, but making it like an RPG where you're like leveling up your characters and dungeon crawling through the venues that you're going to be playing shows at. And so I started to build
Nice.
something called Amplified out of that idea. And quickly got overwhelmed by that big of a game. So put that on the shelf. Plus, I also want to self-publish because I'm an entrepreneur. I run my own web design business, and I like the process of starting a business and all that entails. So I want to start a business, but I don't want to start with a huge game where I'm going to go bankrupt trying to get it created. So I decided to shift focus to a lighter game that ended up being this one called Twisted Trumpets. The hook of kind of all the games that I'm working on up to this point are that they're tied into music somehow, because I'm a musician. I've been a musician all my life. I am a trumpet player.
Nice.
So this
go.
Twisted Trumpets is very close to my heart, but it's got a
something
very
you
wacky...
know something about.
Yeah, right.
Yes. Yeah, so it's got a very wacky take on trumpet playing. It's definitely not a trumpet playing simulation or anything like that. But yeah, I've been working on it for about a year now, and I'm hoping to get it to Kickstarter sometime this year. So just kind of getting into the fine tuning and the balancing version of playtesting. I think until one of these playtests something breaks, and then I have to redesign the whole thing. But at this moment, I feel like it's getting pretty close to a finished product. Starting to get some of the illustrations done and stuff like that. So yeah, feeling pretty good about it.
Fantastic. And one of the things I love, talking about fantastical trumpets in this, you did have a chat in your Discord channel, I think, where people were like posting actual twisted trumpets, like weird versions of trumpets, right?
Yeah, that is a thing. Like especially in Eastern Europe, they really get obsessed with making crazy, outlandish trumpets. So there are like horns that exist with multiple bells sticking out in different directions. There are horns that exist with like bells inside of bells that are like kind of Dr. Seuss like things. So yeah, I could definitely have like some grounding in reality that I can point to and say, hey, this thing actually exists.
Yeah, I remember Dickie Chapin posted one that I was like, well, that one takes the cake. It was just like a dozen the horns and bells are all over the place.
Crazy.
But yeah, which kind of dovetails nicely to how can people follow along with Twisted Trumpets? Where can we find you, find Muse and Metal?
Yeah. So the name of my soon to be publishing company, I don't really think it exists until I actually launch a game. So it's a work in progress, of course. It's called Muse and Metal. We do have a website at museandmetal.com, but there's not much there. Instead, I would point you to my Facebook group for Twisted Trumpets. So just search in Facebook for Twisted Trumpets and you'll find it there. If you're a Discord person, then you could find us in Discord in a Muse and Metal server. In Discord, can you like discover servers, or you have to get invited, right?
I think you have to get invited mostly.
Search and stuff. Yeah. So go to Facebook, find my Facebook, and then ask to go to my Discord, and I'll invite you to my Discord.
Chuck could probably tell us. Communities are discoverable once they're a certain size, right, Chuck?
Yeah, so depending on what part you're doing, I think you have to have a minimum of 500 members in your Discord.
Okay. Not quite there yet, but that's a good kind of milestone to try to reach.
Yeah, Chuck is the Discord guru.
Yeah, yes. I've been taking time learning it.
He's really nice, and he offers help all the time.
Yeah.
You lost Jack.
Need to accent.
No.
Horace?
Jack is frozen.
Yeah, and he
you booted
dropped out
Jack.
of.
Boris,
Boris needs the computer back.
they found his server node and they cut him off.
Oh no. That's funny.
Well, has Jack played this before?
Yes.
Okay, well he'll catch up. Let's go ahead and
Catch
start
up.
the teach.
Yeah. All right, sounds good. So here we are in Twisted Trumpets. In this game, the goal is well. So first, I'll talk about who you are in the game. You are one of these 4 characters who is competing to be the royal trumpeter for this fictional kingdom. The king is looking to fill the vacancy of the royal trumpeter, and trumpet players from all across the world have come to this fictional kingdom to vie for the position of royal trumpeter. So throughout the game, you're going to be constructing your trumpet out of tiles. So it is primarily a tile placement game. And you're going to be building your trumpet and scoring your trumpet in various ways as you build it. And then at the end of the game, there are quite a few end game scoring that we'll go through to see if you've met the king's whims and pleased him enough to be the winner. So the winner is the one with the most points. You'll be scoring about half your points during the game and half your points during end game scoring. Let's dig into gameplay. And as we talk through the gameplay, it'll kind of talk through all of the different pieces of the game and aspects of the game that will crop up. So the game is the actions you take are pretty simple. It's turn-based. So on your turn, you will take 2 actions, and the actions are listed at the top of these player aids on the table. There are 4 actions that you can take, and you can take either 2 different actions or the same action twice. So I'll talk through those actions, and that will kind of orient us to the game. So the first action is to draw a basic tile. So we have a basic tile bag here in the center of the table. And when you take that action, you just draw 1 tile out of the bag and put it in your hand. You're going to have a hand of tiles in this game that you're going to keep private. The types of tiles you will draw are different trumpet pieces, like straight pieces, T pieces. Let's see if I could find an elbow piece there, or eventually we'll come to a bell one of these days. Of course, it's not coming out. Okay, I'll take one from here. Okay, a bell. So that's what a bell looks like. Some people don't know this, but the end of a trumpet is called a bell, like the part where it flares. Especially like when I have European playtesters, I don't think they call that in Europe. So when I say bell, they're confused. So the bell is the end of the trumpet, and in this game, you'll be able to have multiple bells at the end of your trumpet to create a kind of a crazy Dr. Seuss looking trumpet. Yep, there you go. So you will be drawing these tiles into your hand, and I'm going to have just keep a few out for an example as we go through the teach. So you have a hand limit of 5 tiles, so you can have no more than 5 tiles in your hand. So let's say at one point in the game, we've drawn all these tiles, and this is our hand of 5 tiles here. So you'll be able to draw a tile from that basic tile bag, or there will be a discard pile that I'm going to seed right now. So there's 1 tile right now in the discard stack. So when you take the draw a basic tile, you're either drawing 1 blind from the bag or taking the top tile from the discard stack that you can see. So that's drawing a basic tile. The second action is buying a premium tile. We have a row. Oops, that should be locked. We have a row of premium tiles here underneath the main board. Just put that in so that's not repeated. There we go. These are better tiles that you can buy throughout the game, and the cost to buy them is printed above. There you go, printed above each tile as coins, 3, 2, or 1 coin. Now, in this game, you don't have coins as a separate component. Instead, your basic tiles are the coins that you can spend. So thematically, you're like melting them down and turning them into coins that you can spend at the market to buy better tiles. That is a premium tile. Premium tiles cannot be spent as coins. Instead, they can always be flipped over to be used as a bell if you need to use them as a bell.
Hmm.
And we'll get to why having lots of bells is important. So taking that second action, buy a premium tile, you just spend however many basic tiles you have from your hand. By spending them, you just place them in the discard pile. So I discarded 2 there, so I can take this 2 valued piece. If that's my first action, I can then again buy by discarding another tile and buying this 1 value tile. So you can buy twice on your turn, but the market does not refresh until the end of your turn. So now that it's the end of my turn, then we'll do the old slide down and draw from the bag to fill in the rest of the tiles there. That is buying a premium tile. The next action you can take, and this is kind of one of the main ways to progress in the game, is to build a tile and score if adding a bell. So as you accumulate tiles, you'll want to play them out on your player board and start building out your trumpet. So the rules to building a tile on your trumpet is that the tile, the pipe on the tile must connect back to your trumpet player character. So the first tile you place is always going to be placed right in front of your character, connecting to their trumpet piece there. But then, of course, as you build out the trumpet, it's going to branch off in different crazy directions. But the pipe must always, when you place a tile, it must always connect back to the trumpet player. So I couldn't place this tile like that. I couldn't place it way out there. I have to connect back to my trumpet player. If you place a tile and cover a cube, you take that cube into your supply. So that cube is now available for you to use, and we'll talk about how you use cubes later. But as you build out your trumpet, you're going to be gathering these cubes at various points. So we talk about building your trumpet and then scoring if adding a bell. So let me see this really quick. So let's say I had this loop piece in here, because that's going to, and then I have this this bell, and I place it here. Once you place a bell, that allows you to score your trumpet by counting the tiles that create that pipe back to your trumpet player. So in this case, by placing this bell, I can score, counting the bell, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I score 4 points, and I track that immediately on the point tracker in the middle of the table on the board there. So you want to kind of create branches, or another strategy is to just create a super long pipe that ends in the bell at the very end, and then score kind of a big splash that way. So definitely different ways to approach that. But anytime you add that bell, it scores. If you have a tile like this where there's a bell in the middle of the pipe, it works the same way. So I could place that here, and it would still score exactly the same way. I count starting at the bell back to the end. The only difference is, because this is a premium bell tile, it allows you to continue building off of it, whereas this bell would kind of block off that path from being built on further. Another thing to note is these loop tiles. So anytime you see this loop icon in the middle of the pipe, in the completed version of this game, that's actually going to be the pipe looping around on itself visually on the tile. But just for simplicity and playtesting, I just have that loop icon there. But what that means is you can count that tile twice when you score a bell. So I would actually have scored 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you want to place those loops in strategic places to try to kind of maximize your scoring from them. Any questions about building your trumpet and scoring with bells?
I guess I have a little question about if you had you had an example of a premium tile here where the bell was facing down and then it was going straight off the board. There's no disadvantage to having an open end, like that.
Yep, there is. At the end of the game, it's -3 points per pipe that does not end in a bell.
So you could have just like flipped this over to be like this.
That would have been the better move for sure.
Got it.
That was a bad example of playing that tile there.
Got it.
Well, and Matt, one thing, is it still true that you will count certain sections of the pipe multiple times? Like if you had 2 bells and the one was en route to another one, you would score those twice, one for each bell, going back to your trumpeter, right?
That is not true
okay.
anymore. That early version of the game had that.
Okay.
But now it's only you start scoring from the bell, and then you count back from there. If this bell, for example, I can set this up, we're here, and then I placed this bell here, I would still, by placing this bell, I would only score 1, 2, 3 for that placement. This bell would have been scored earlier when I placed it previously.
Okay. Okay.
The only time you score a tile twice is if it's a loop. Tile.
Okay.
You count it twice. Okay. Cool. So that's building your trumpet and scoring when you add a bell. The last action you can take is actually kind of two different actions in this under the guise of one action. You can spend a cube, and there are 2 ways to spend a cube. So as you accumulate these cubes, one way you can spend it is to use it to trigger a tool. Everyone has the same 3 tool icons at the top of their player board, and you can place a cube there to trigger that tool. Once you trigger the tool, that's it. It's done for the game. You could only trigger each tool once per game. So that cube just stays there. It's locked in there, and you've spent it. Let's talk about what these tools do. So the first tool is allows you to swap a tile from your hand with one that's already on the player board. So this is a way, number one, this is a way to fix a mistake. If you did something like this, you kind of block yourself off from doing anything else in the game. So if you did something like that, you would use that tool to be able to swap that bell out with another tile in your hand. It's also a way to do make some cool strategic moves. There are different objectives you're going to be trying to reach in the game, and maybe you build your trumpet in a way to get that objective, but then you want to build it in another way to do something else. You can swap out a tile to do that. You can also swap out bells. So if I placed this bell here and I scored from it, actually, it would be better if I did this. If I placed this bell and scored from it, I could take that tool to swap it out with this one, score it again, and then continue building. So it's just whatever tile you have in your hand that you want to swap with the tile you took, you can do that, and whatever happens from that action happens. All right, the next tool allows you to take a premium tile from the market for free. So it says 3 coin discount basically. So take the buy action with a 3 coin discount. So you're just taking whatever you want for free. Pretty straightforward. The third tool allows you to draw 2 private goal cards and then discard 1. So at the beginning of the game, you're all going to draw 2 private goal cards and choose 1 to keep. And then later on in the game, if you want a second one, you can take that action, draw 2 private goal cards, and discard 1. The one you discard could be the one that you had at the beginning of the game, if for whatever reason you don't like it or it's not working out for you. That's a way to refresh that, but you'll only ever have a maximum of 2 private goals in the game. Any questions on tools?
When you're doing the swap out, you still have to have everything legally connected, right? Like you can't swap something out and then make a non-legal connection somewhere.
Yep, great question, and you got it. If you swap out, it has to follow all the rules. But yeah, you could do something like that where I swap this one for this one because I want to give myself a branch. That would work.
But if you like had one here, you couldn't like swap this one out for this one.
Correct. Yep.
Got it. Okay. Cool.
Okay. The other thing you can spend a cube on is to claim a public objective. So there are 3 public objectives that you're all going to be racing for. Let's go ahead and review those. So the first one is called completed loop. That one says that you have to have 2 loops in 1 completed pipe, and a completed pipe is a pipe that ends in a bell. So you'll want to create that branch with a bell at the end and then have 2 loops on pieces inside of that completed pipe. So that one's a little tricky, but definitely doable. The next one is scene double. This one says have 2 of each suit visible on your player board. You'll notice that the tiles and your player board may have suits on them like hearts, spades, diamonds, and clubs. That's a set collection thing that you're going to be working towards at the end of the game, but it also can apply to different objectives like that one. So that would just say that you have to have 2 of every suit. So 2 clubs, 2 hearts, 2 diamonds, 2 spades, either on tiles or still visible on your player board from the pre-printed suits. So you could try to weave around those suits that are printed on the board to try to get to that objective faster. Last objective here is length matters. Fill 1 row on your player board. So you're just trying to go straight across, fill a row as fast as you can. And if you do that, then you can qualify for that objective. So once you qualify for an objective, then you have to take an action and you have to have a cube to spend to claim the points underneath the objective starts at 10. So whoever's first to do it gets 10 points, then 7, and then 5, respectively. So the sooner you get there, the more points you get.
Sorry, what did
ahead.
you say, Matt? You have to have the cube?
The cube, you have to have a cube claimed from your board, right? Because as you're building your trumpet, you're claiming cubes from the player
Oh, so the
board.
cube, the same cube that would go in your tool would also go up to claim the victory points.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. So you will not have enough cubes to do everything, to score all the objectives and to use all your tools. So that's definitely a tricky decision in the game. Is how you use your cubes and when to use them and how best to use them. You'll get 5 cubes total, but there's 6 possible places to use those cubes.
And the public objectives, that's an immediate score bonus, right?
Correct. Yep. As soon as
Okay.
you place a cube there, you score those points immediately. You can, I think this goes without saying, but I'll say it. You can only score 1 public objective once per player. So you couldn't just go back and score it again on your second turn if you could. Okay. Any questions about spending a cube on either public objectives or tools?
What is the 3 coins tool?
3 coins
In the
allows
middle?
you to buy a premium tile for free.
Okay.
You can just take the buy a tile action for free.
Okay.
All righty. Okay, so we'll go around clockwise, taking 2 actions per turn until somebody triggers the end of the game. There are 3 ways to trigger the end of the game, and that is also on your handy dandy player aid here. It's either when the last basic tile is drawn from the basic tile bag, when the market cannot be refilled. So when you buy a premium tile and then there's no more premium tiles left to refill it, you've triggered it. Or if you fill your entire player board with tiles, you have triggered the end of the game. After a player triggers the end of the game, every player takes 1 additional turn, including the player who triggered the end of the game. And then after that, the game is over. And then we go into end game scoring. Any questions about end game triggers or ending the game before we go into end game scoring?
No?
I don't think so.
Okay, so end game scoring. The first way to score at the end of the game is a kind of a set collection thing. So you're looking for how many of each suit you have accumulated. And then you'll count those up, and then there's points associated with it. So 2 of a kind is 1 point, 3 of a kind is 3 points, 4 of a kind is 6 points. And then the returns are a little bit diminishing after that. You still get more points, but not as many extra points. 5 of a kind is 8 points, 6 of a kind is 9 points. And then anything over 6 of a kind just doesn't get you anything past that. Suits printed on your player board count towards that. So you might strategically want to avoid covering certain suits on your player board if you're trying to score a certain set collection for those. Next way to score is notes. So you'll notice some of the tiles have notes printed on them. So with notes, you're looking for the largest adjacent group of tiles with notes on them. So it's orthogonally adjacent, not diagonally. So these 2 are adjacent, whereas, these 2 would not be adjacent. So it's the biggest group. So if you have a clump of notes over here and then a clump of notes down here, whatever has the most notes on them, that's what you would score. And then you'll just count the number of notes on that group of tiles.
Does a single tile count as a group? So
yep.
Say you're in this situation, you would score the 3.
You'd score the 3. Yep, exactly.
Okay.
Yep. So you're trying to get those note tiles to be touching basically throughout the game so that you can score that big group.
Cool.
But never fear, because the player also with the most total notes gets an additional 5 points. So, and the ties are friendly. So if multiple people have the most notes, then they will each get 5 points. And that can be different players, and it often is different players, where the biggest group of notes isn't necessarily the person who has the most notes throughout their entire trumpet. Third scoring is the only negative points in the game, and that's -3 points per disconnected pipe. So a pipe that does not end in a bell. So by the end of the game, you want to make sure that you've capped off all of your pipes with bells if you can. If not, you'll get those -3 points each for each disconnected piece. Then you'll score points for unused resources. I forgot to mention the second wind token. So we all have this, what I call the second wind token, which is a token that you can flip. And when you flip it, that allows you to take a third action on your turn. So it's a free action or an extra action that you can take. You can flip it whenever you want to take that third action, but it's only good once during the game. So you have to kind of make sure that when you're using it, you really need to use it, because once it's flipped, it can't be unflipped. You're done. You've used it. However, if you don't use it at all, it's worth 3 points at the end of the game in its unflipped state. 2 points for every cube that you've claimed off your player board but have not spent. So that's just cubes in your supply. So cubes left on your player board do not count towards that. 2 points each for that. And then 1 point for each tile in your hand at the end of the game that you didn't get out on your player board. And then the final endgame scoring is everyone reveals their private goals, your private goal cards, either 1 or 2 of them, and you score based on that. Private goals will typically have you building a trumpet in a certain way with bells facing certain directions or a certain amount of loops, or sometimes it's having the most of something. Like if you have the most suits or something like that at the end of the game, you'll get a certain amount of points. So that's kind of what to expect with those private goals. And that's the game. And then whoever at the end of all of that, whoever has the most points is the master trumpeter.
How do you determine first player?
First player is the person who has played a musical instrument most recently.
I have a piano right here.
I'll have to get my theremin
didn't
out of
hear
the
it.
closet.
Didn't hear the piano.
I mean,
Oh,
it's part of
nice.
me. I just taught electronic music class, and we have MIDI keyboards.
Cool.
So you didn't actually.
Well, we did hear things.
It didn't.
Like,
It didn't
the
make an
sounds came out of
auditory
speakers.
sound.
The sounds came out of the speakers rather than out of.
All right.
So it's
Yeah.
not an instrument.
Okay. Sure.
We might be here a while, Matt.
All right, Sasha. I have determined Sasha will be the first player.
Perfect.
Smart man.
Excellent. Makes sense.
So first player will start with 2 basic tiles in their hand.
Okay.
We could go clockwise. So second player will start with 3 basic tiles in their hand. So will third player, and then the fourth player, which is blue, I believe, if we're going clockwise. Yep. Starts with 4 basic tiles in their hand.
So
no, I'm sorry.
Which way are we
I
going?
thought Sasha was red, but you're blue, right?
So Sasha will have 2, I'll have 3.
Gotcha.
Trevor 4,
2,
and
3,
Chuck
3,
will
4.
have 5.
Nope, 2, 3, 3, 4.
Oh, okay.
So yellow will have
2,
3,
3, 3, 4.
and green will have 4.
Yeah, I'll put my name up here.
Oh yeah, I forgot about
That
that.
There we
helps.
go.
Let's
Yeah,
do that.
that's helpful.
It's mine mine's on the board, but I'll do it anyway.
All your clever screen names.
Yeah. Right. It's always I always find that fun when you start a playtest with somebody and then you see their Steam name. You're
Yeah.
like, oh,
It's
interesting.
like it's overly aggressive or
Yeah.
Cool. So once you've taken your starting tiles, then you will draw 2 private goal cards and choose one to keep. And you can either keep that in your hand or place it face down next to your player board. The one you don't keep, you could just discard next to the private goals card stack.
Okay, so are we supposed to draw tiles yet or no?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, draw the tiles. So for you, that would be 3.
And then where should we put the discarded goals, Matt? Just
next to the private goals deck.
Face down, face up, or doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
So we can distinguish them.
Oh, Jack's not doing low brass. I see.
not. No. Yeah.
That's
It's
there
all
you
looking
go.
up.
Yeah,
You've won the game now with that knowledge.
Yeah. I prefer to play
Yes.
upward facing instruments.
um,
No bassoons or
And
didgeridoos for me.
Chuck, don't forget to draw. Yep, you got it. Cool.
Hey, don't be knocking the didgeridoo.
Well,
no, you did or you didn't.
I think
Oh.
I
There
think
you
you
go,
do
Matt.
kind of knock it to play it though, don't you? Isn't that kind of?
I don't know how to play.
I don't know.
You just
Matt, we
put
need
your
to
Didgeridoo,
get
lips
Matt
on
that's what
it
you-
and blow.
That's
Blow
what
into.
you blow into a didgeridoo, right?
You do.
Yeah.
You,
Oh, yeah.
you do a buzzy lip thing.
Yeah, yeah.
But Jack likes to mock his didgeridoo.
There's got to
Yeah.
be a.
No wonder I can't play it.
There's got to be an expansion to this game now. Did the didgeridoo expansion?
Oh yeah.
Exotic, yeah. Throw other instruments into that.
Who
I
can
I
build
bring a
the longest
didgeridoo.
straight tube?
I bring a didgeridoo to every
Twisted
single
trumpets,
every
silly
single
strings.
performance because we have one song with.
All
Oh,
right.
nice.
I am not an expert in playing didgeridoo, but I make sounds.
That's fun.
Nice.
So are we just starting?
You're ready
Uh,
to start.
okay.
Sasha, lead us off. Take 2 actions and then go around the table.
And oh yeah, coins are from hand. I will draw a tile, and then I will draw another tile.
FYI, if it makes it easier for you, you can hover over the bag and just click 1 on your keyboard and it will auto bring it to your hand.
Yeah, that's what I was doing.
Can you draw the tile that's on top of the discards?
Yep.
I don't know if I don't know if that works as a draw. I think it's only out of a bag.
No, but are you allowed to take that one?
Oh yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Okay.
That was my turn. I drew 2 tiles.
Are
Right?
you done? Okay. I will also take 2 tiles. Yeah.
Burn through this bag so quickly.
I draw 52.
30 tiles.
So this bag running out, does it get shoveled back? Or
Nope. Once it runs
Okay.
out, that's the end of the
in-game
game.
trigger. Yeah, I guess so in-game triggers are basic tiles.
Basic tiles running out, premium tiles running out, or filling your player board with tiles.
Oh, okay, got it. Yeah,
Okay.
now I
guess-
understand.
I guess I'm up next, right?
Mm-hmm.
I will. If I toss tiles, do I put them on? I put them on there.
On
Is
the
that right?
discard stack. Yep.
Okay, so
Think
I'll
so.
take these two to buy this one,
Great.
and then I can place it if I want to,
Sure
and
can.
take that, and that's me.
Okay, and I will take this tile, and I am immediately going to place that here.
Nice.
So then it's my turn then. That was 2 actions. Yeah.
Yep.
I think I will start by discarding. Yeah, I'll start by discarding this to buy this, and then I'll place it here. Give me this cube. My turn.
Nice. Let's see. I'm going to place a tile. So 1 tile, and I'll grab a cube, but just gotta move that. Then I will I think I'm gonna buy this premium tile here for 1 coin. So I will toss I will pay this. Where do I place this? On the top of the basic pile, or
Yeah, right here.
Okay. Okay, so I'll do that. And it's your turn, Trevor.
Um. Okay. And these move down.
Yeah.
Hmm. I will. What do I want to do? I think I will. Do I want to do that? Yeah, sure. Let's throw that away. And I'll take this one. And then I'll place it.
Ooh, corner horn.
Yeah, very
Corner
interesting.
bell.
L bell.
The L bell.
L bell.
Very
Nice.
nice. Very nice. Could be a bell bow, but
Oh, that's even
I,
better. That's even better. Bell bow.
I think I like L bell.
There's also an L shape.
True, that's true.
All right, back to you, Sasha.
Okay.
Very nice. Chuck's got an interesting horn going on over there.
He doesn't like it.
I like it a lot.
Let's go with. I'll place tile and place the tile. That's my turn.
Nice. I am going to, yeah, I'll place a tile. And then, oh, whoops. So I'll place a tile. And then I will score a tile. Well, wait, is scoring when you place a tile, you automatically score?
Yep. When you place a
Okay.
bell. Yep.
Okay. So this bell will score me 3 points. Is that right, Matt?
You got it.
Okay. Cool. So 3 points for me. On to you, Trevor.
Okay. Maybe I'll just go with luck. Do I go with luck? No. Luck has never helped me before.
Go for it.
Don't rely on it.
Rely
I
on
I will take a tile. Oops.
I'll be the devil on the shoulder.
And
Nice. Someone's got to do it, Chuck.
And I will use that tile to pay for this tile.
Well,
Like-
it's
Cannot place it, right?
correct. Unless you use your second wind.
No. Well, I mean, I could, but no.
He's
I'm going to be upset with Jack this turn, though. I know it.
Are you?
Yeah.
gonna take the bell bow. Obviously.
The L bell. I take the bell bow.
Elbow Baggins. What a journey.
Right. Nice. Yeah.
That's
What a
the
blowhard.
Scottish expansion.
Yeah. Journey
Elbow Baggins.
through the middle tube.
The twin pipes.
I am gonna spend a cube so I can grab this. And I'm gonna place this down.
Nice. Ooh, adjacency. I like it.
Okay, I will draw a tile. And draw a tile. My turn.
I'm gonna buy this fancy lots of suits card.
Oh, I
and
hate you.
I'm gonna
Game's
play
pretty
it right
good.
there.
I knew you were gonna screw me.
And
Well,
I got
he can't.
oh yeah,
because he
yeah,
uses
yeah.
cube.
Yep. But that was my turn, so
Oh,
now
he
I'm done.
can't. Very
Yeah.
nice. All right.
We got another
So-
fancy one.
So first thing I'm gonna do is get another cube. And then I think I take that 10 points, right?
You have to put a cube on it.
Does
Yep,
that
but
cost me
yeah.
an action to claim
it
it?
does. Yes.
Okay.
Have 2 loops
Oh,
in one
got it.
You have
complete
to-
pipe.
So
You have
I
to.
Oh, I
am
see.
seeing double.
Oh,
Did I
have
actually
2 of
complete
each
that?
loop visible on your player board.
You got it.
Yeah,
Two.
Damn.
very, very nice.
Somebody's
Trevor.
got a brain.
You were trying to do that,
Did not
right, Jack?
expect that.
Yes, I was.
Yeah.
I didn't, but
Okay.
thanks for
I didn't
rubbing
know
it
it
in,
cost
Trevor.
me
I
an
appreciate it.
Uh,
Is that what you were trying to do? No,
yeah,
well,
yeah, sorry.
I think you gain your.
That's not what I meant.
I
I think
know,
you did. You gain your points already? No.
Yeah, you gain your 10.
Gain your 10, man. You're in the lead.
No, I did not.
You're the man to beat.
Aren't you yellow?
And oh yeah, I'm yellow. I was looking at the blue board at the beginning of the game, so I had it. Never mind.
Yar, blue
I
board.
do
have
like
no
the-
excuse. No excuse.
I like the blue
Viking
character.
dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
Viking blue board.
Was that both of your actions, Trevor?
I think so. I think placing the cube was my second action,
All right.
if I'm not mistaken.
Place this.
They'll spend
and I'm gonna
spend a
take this
cube to
and
take an
I'll
objective.
place This.
Okay. I guess I will place this and this. And that's my turn.
I am going to.
Elbow.
Let's see.
You placed that one?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Oh man, what do I want to do? I think I want to place a tube, place a pipe rather, and place a pipe to grab a
Oh.
cube and score some points.
Whoa.
I'm gonna take a cube,
nice.
score some points. Points are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 points. That's my
So
my
as
turn.
soon as you put a bell on, you score.
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay.
Jack, he's the trumpet mate.
He's
There you
something,
go.
all right.
Zach, anyone? No? Fine.
You guys notice that my
Yeah.
horns do point up. No down facing instruments.
I don't know what you're trying to tell me right
Yeah,
now.
that
but-
sounds like a personal thing. I don't-
It was from my personal
Like
goal
how-
I had dropped.
The
Oh,
low
okay.
I'm
grass.
just trying to be consistent
Okay.
here, guys.
I'm
I
glad
see,
you
I
gave me
see.
an explanation because my mind was
Yeah.
just all over the place.
Go Trevor.
Hey Matt, I have a quick question for you.
Mhm.
For the premium tiles that are in the market, are we allowed to flip and look at the other side of them while they're active up here, or do we have
They're
I
to?
think
all
the back.
bells.
Yeah, I think it's just a
The
single
backsides
bell
are
on
all
the
the
back.
same.
Yep.
So
they're
sure,
always
go ahead.
bells.
You go ahead.
Okay, I just want to
Didn't believe me.
It's if you're like, oh man, I just need a stink. Oh,
That can happen.
Whose turn is it?
I'm not sure. Is it me?
Trevor.
Oh,
Yeah, I
it's
think
me.
so.
Whenever you
Yeah.
ask whose turn it is, it's gonna
Yeah,
be me.
yeah. That's always true.
Chuck distracted me.
Sorry.
Oh, I just
I'll take one.
Wait, who just checked the backs again?
me. I did. I was like, are they special bells? Are they normal bells? They're just normal bells.
There's several silver bells.
And I'll take another
There's
one.
There's silver bells.
And I'm done.
Silver bell.
Up to
Okay.
you, Chuck.
To
Chuck.
take one. Let's see what this is. Take
Did
one.
not get what I needed.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with that sentiment.
I also feel like I did get what I want.
Look at all your up-facing bells over there. Doing.
I feel like I've been trading too much brass, possibly.
I'm
Mhm.
intrigued to see what this Trumpet's gonna look like right here.
Gotta say low.
Yeah, you gotta stay low, man.
Ooh, he filled a row. Interesting.
Yeah, but he hasn't claimed it yet because he's got to
I
be
see
able to
that.
place his cube.
Oh yeah. Someone take it from
I'm
him.
thinking he
Quick.
might
Sasha-
do that
Sasha,
this
is your-
turn.
Is your
Just
Chuck, did you
might.
finish?
Yeah, I finished.
Got it.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm gonna do that.
Now is a row the same as a column as well? Like
No.
could Chuck have done it?
No.
No, a column is different, and there is
Column's
another
different.
public
Okay.
objective for a column.
And after that, I think.
Low the low
think I'm
note.
gonna
Cap it
take
off. Cap it off. Call it a
this.
day.
It doesn't make me happy.
Well, what's Jack gonna do here? I can draw a tile. I could always do that. That's
Mhm.
interesting. Buy a tile, build a tile, spend a cube. Well,
You could claim this.
I think I'm gonna spend a cube to claim the thing. So I'll take the 7. Yeah, 15 points there. That's cool.
Got 2 weeks.
Then I will I can't buy anything, so I'm just gonna I'm gonna take a basic tile from the discard. And yeah, it's your turn, Trevor.
All right. I am going to. Am I going to do that? Yeah, why not? I'll do that. Sorry, I'm on 15 degrees because my game demands that. So let me change that.
You made a
So
game
I'll
that
place
talks.
that one, and then I will pay this to take
No.
this.
Oh no!
I was afraid Jack was going to do that to me.
Wait, you can't play it.
You can't place it right now, right? Because that's
Yeah.
a different action.
Is
Right.
it?
Yeah, placing a tile's an
Oh,
act.
fine.
Unless you want to take your second
You
win.
and
No
your
fun yet.
rules. You and your rules.
Those are the
I like anarchy instead. Okay, evidently I'm done, Chuck.
All right.
Just like good music, good games must have structure.
exactly.
I thought you were
Trevor.
going to say just like life. You're done, Trevor.
Who do you have against
It's like
Philip
life.
Glass?
It's over.
Music nerds, Philip Glass, nobody? All right, it's fine.
I missed
gotcha.
it.
Yeah,
I
it's
missed
fine.
it. Sorry. I usually am the only one that gets our obtuse.
Philip
remarks,
Glass was like
so-
this composer that was all about. I mean, it's not like it didn't have any structure, but he was basically the hipster of composers.
He composed a piece of music that was just silence.
Yeah.
Ah, nice.
It was just
Well,
an entire sheet of music.
It
of
wasn't
rest.
silence. It was whatever ambient sounds occurred during that period of time. That was the.
There you go.
Interesting.
It's very eye roll.
Sasha, it's your turn.
Okay.
When you're like, okay. It means whatever you want it to mean, man.
Draw a tile to start. Ooh. And I guess I will draw a. I'll draw this tile as well. That's my turn.
Cool. I'm gonna buy a tile. I'm gonna pay this basic tile. and I'm
Oh,
gonna
you're
take,
such
take
a
this
beast.
tile.
You are
A beast. All right, I'm gonna play
I'm
that.
interested to know like how soon the game ends versus
And
like
that's my game.
how much of your board you're blocking
Alright.
off there, Jack. You know what I mean?
Well,
Yeah, I don't know.
now you're gonna beat me to that.
We'll see.
So I think I gotta do.
I mean, he could open it up if he gets a 3-way.
Oh, that's true. He also can play that tile or the
Yeah.
tool.
No, he's screwed.
Quit giving him ideas.
I wanted that. Taking 10 points right out of my mouth. Okay, well, I'll play
You eat
this.
points?
And
Ooh.
I'll just take the 7 points then.
Oh, well.
So I do that first. That's my first one. I count
That's-
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for that. Is
just-
that right?
You got it.
No, it's the other 7 I'm talking about. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Did you feel me go by it? And then
they call that the second wind, right?
and then I will play my cube on the, I guess it's the 7, isn't it? Is that the one first?
That's
Fill
not
one
a full
row.
row.
You have not
Because
filled
you
a
would
row.
need it right here.
Never mind. So if I put it here, am I still filling a row even though the pipes don't connect?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
That's just tiles filling
Okay.
the row.
I gotcha. Jack, you screwed me.
Sorry.
Let's see. What do I want to do? What do I want to do? I mean, I could do. I don't want to do that. What does this one do again? It lets me take another objective.
Yep. Draw 2 private goals. Discard 1.
And discard one of your 3 that are you currently have at that point, right? You can
Yep.
discard your original.
Correct.
You discard 1.
Do I want to? I guess now would be the time to do it if I was gonna do it. I feel like I'm being stupid, so yeah, let's do it. Let's just do something. So 2, and then what are they?
While he decides, Chuck, you can go ahead.
All right. I guess I'll finally put a belt
Nice.
in.
Huh,
There it is.
interesting.
All the cool kids
Yeah.
are doing it.
Bells are overrated.
And I'll grab another basic.
This looks like a software designer's trumpet. It's like perfectly,
Right?
perfectly symmetrical.
Yeah, but you have to be, because if you
Lots
connect,
of scoring
if you
potential.
connect those 2 things, it actually doesn't add to the total length of your because it's the shortest route back to your
If you create a loop like with pipes in your trumpet, you can count the longest path.
right longest.
It's basically up to you. You count whatever path you want to when you go back.
Interesting.
But it's the longest discrete path. You can't like do a loop.
Right. Exactly. Yep.
Okay, I'll draw a basic tile.
Yeah. Do this.
And then I will draw a basic tile. It's my turn.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna draw a tile because I have to. And then
Matt made
It's-
me.
as bad as
Have
making
to.
me is forcing me to do this. Yeah, so I'm gonna do that. Then I'm going to immediately play it so that I can score it. Because why
wow.
not? So I'm
Oh.
gonna score this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'll go to 22. And then I'm gonna use my second wind here, and I'm gonna
Ooh,
draw
okay.
another tile.
Oh,
Interesting.
Is that a terrible use of it? Maybe, I don't know.
yes.
It is 3 points at the end of the game.
Yeah. That's
You
my
done?
that's my
You good?
turn. Yeah.
You're good. All right.
So
well.
Jack is gonna lose by 3 points at the end.
Yeah.
Of the game. Got it.
Yeah, we'll
Hopefully.
see. We'll see.
Well, he also gets 1 point for every tile in his hand, so really it's a net of 2. But
Yeah.
Let me see. What did I get? Flippy. Oh no. Draw another one. I'm done.
Um,
Man, I'm killing it on notes right now.
I
You got
will
1 there.
I
That's
know.
pretty
this
good.
for 7.
That's a
then
good
bring it
note.
up to 12,
Yeah. It's like a squeak.
and I'll grab a basic tile. Ah, this is not what I
Okay.
wanted.
Hmm. Let's see. So that. Hmm.
You didn't have this art on here, I don't think, last time we played, did you, Matt?
Correct. Yep.
Yeah, I'm loving this, especially the Viking guy. I really
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
But they're all pretty cool.
Yeah, I was checking those guys out.
Okay, I think I'm gonna place this tile, and then I'm going to draw a tile. Go ahead.
How's your thing going, Jack?
Well, good question, Chuck. I'm not sure. Full disclosure.
He's got the cube to do the switch though, doesn't he?
You know,
Does.
I really don't know.
Yeah,
I
but
really
he needs
don't
a
know.
piece to replace one of them with something he can use. That's the only
Right.
problem.
No, I know.
You can always replace one of the bells.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take a basic tile. I know I don't care about it all because I'm gonna sell it along with this piece. So I'm gonna sell that, and I'm gonna sell that. I'm gonna take this, and I'm just gonna hold it, and it'll be Trevor's turn.
Mm. Well, all right. I think I will. Well, let's see. What do we have? Um, Interesting. Okay. Do I want to do that? Yeah, I probably do want to do that. I will draw one. No, I won't draw one. I'll take this one, but I'm really just going to put it back and put this one in there with it to take this guy. That's me.
Okay. That makes my life a little bit easier.
I'm always here to help.
So I'll get rid of that, and I'll get rid of that.
Get in tile.
Oh, I'm grabbing this one. And I will. I will place it here.
Alright.
And I'm going to use my second wind, and I'm going to draw a basic.
Okay. Am I safe in assuming that loops only exist in the premium tiles?
Correct.
Got it.
No, you should check the basic bag.
Come on, try
just
it
to,
out.
just to
Keep
make sure
drawing
Matt
tiles.
is not mistaken.
Okay, I think. I guess I'm going to discard this tile for this, and then I'll just play it. That's my turn.
What is Jack
So
gonna
can
do?
I if I swap, do I get to keep the tile that is swapped out?
Yes.
You do? Okay.
Yep. Yeah, it's swapped hand to board, board to hand.
Fantastic. Well, I'm going to swap. I'm going to take this bell. I'm going to place this here.
Oh no. He doesn't have any cubes. It's fine.
Yeah.
No cubes.
And then I'll draw a tile.
But you know who has a
And that's
cube?
my turn.
Okay, I'm going there, which is my second loop, and I'm claiming it.
Well, it has to be a completed pipe, right?
Yep.
Yes,
But-
so you would need a bell right here.
Oh man, I really am not paying attention. Oh. Okay, fine. So that was one action.
What does completed mean? No open endings anywhere?
Yeah, it's a completed pipe is one that ends in a bell.
And has no open endings anywhere.
It can have, so like, for example, on Chuck's board, this pipe is completed along this length
Could
for,
this
for purposes of
But he's
Could
got
this
a
be-
he's got a
oh.
bell bow.
could this be a completed end for this or no?
no, because there's
Because
still
it has got it.
an open.
It has to be a normal bell
Yeah.
for that to work.
So you would have to close all pipes essentially to be able to claim that card.
Well, again, like on Chuck's, the bottom here is considered completed because this one length of pipe ends in a bell.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
Those would be considered different.
Completed loop, have two loops in
The
one
amount of
completed
the
pipe.
amount of explanation I need to do for this card makes me think I'm probably just not going to have it.
that's,
It's
what I was, that's what I was wondering.
it's so it's tricky, and it comes
Okay.
up a lot. So
You could probably like reword it as like,
Yeah.
have two loops when you score.
And just make it so
Oh,
that
that's
this
good. Yeah,
so that this would also
so
work.
that would count. Yeah,
Yeah,
I like that.
I think that would make sense.
It still wouldn't work because I could take this and put it, and he didn't want this to be considered a closed pipe.
Well,
Well, we're
he's saying
could
it
open
could
up
now
the-
with that new ruling.
Yeah. You open
Yeah.
up the definition.
Okay.
Make it a little.
What ruling are we going with? Because that tile's right there, and I was considering grabbing it until I knew the rule was we can't grab it and close it.
Grab this.
Do it.
You could
Do
always
it.
grab that as well.
Oh, I know.
No, you want this one. Take this one.
I might just take the, yeah, maybe that's better. Yeah, actually, would you
Elbow.
stop? Are we, yeah, no, I just, screw it. I'll just do this. I think that was my second. I had like 3 decisions there though, Matt, so good job.
Nice.
Chuck, it's your turn, I think.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what to do.
I think Chuck really wanted this, which is why he wanted Trevor to take this.
Chuck is really deep in thought.
And Matt, if you split your,
Yeah.
if you split and then make a loop, it's like the shortest or it's the longest loop that you can make. Like if you put one of these weird
Yep.
bells on the end of it.
Yep.
Okay.
So you basically choose the path that you count back to the character.
Okay.
Mm.
You
What
have
happens
chosen-
if you close your horn off? Can you not play any more tiles?
If you close your horn off and you've used that tool to swap, then yeah.
Does that
As of-
end the game? Or
As of now, that's kind of like you're self-eliminating.
that
That's
ends
self-
your game.
Self-player
Yeah.
elimination.
Yeah.
interesting. That's interesting.
So Chuck, you're done, right?
Yep.
Okay. I'll discard this for the L-Bell. But I would still have to pay 2 for this, right?
Yeah, because you don't. The market doesn't move until your turn's
Got
over.
it.
Oh, my bad.
sort of want that. So I think I will discard 2 to get it, which then makes an exact same one cost 1 after my turn. Somehow feels bad, but it's fine.
What's going on here?
Is that
Hmm.
is that my turn, Sasha?
Yeah, I did my
Yep,
2
okay.
actions.
Okay, I'm gonna take basic tile, the one you just dropped.
Okay.
Oh, whoops. Getting kind of laggy. Okay, and then I'm gonna play it right here.
And just
That's my
that
turn.
was, yeah.
Okay, I think I'm just gonna play this. I don't know if this is smart or not, but I'm doing it anyway. Is it? No, I don't want to do that. I want to do.
Oh.
I want to do. I don't know what I want to do. Let's take this and drop it on there. Good enough.
Are you killing me?
The best part is I don't even know. So it's just a nice surprise.
I just want you to make things cheaper for me.
You wanted one of these last turn.
Yeah, but now I don't need that one anymore. Let's see. I think the best bet for me is going to be taking a tile and then getting rid of it along with this, and I will take this one.
So just to check something, Matt, this one on Jack's right now, that is
It's
going
open,
to cost
and I will
him
lose points.
at the end
Yeah.
of the game. Okay.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
And that's a 3-point hit, is what it is.
Yes.
A sacrifice he was willing to make.
Okay.
Yes. I'm sacrificing myself.
So when in game is triggered, what happens after that?
Every player takes one last turn, including the player who triggered.
Got it. Okay. So I'll draw a tile, and then I'll discard a tile to get this.
Dun, dun, dun.
That's my turn.
Okay. Well, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna play a tile, and I'm gonna
Wow.
Oh my.
score a trumpet,
Damn.
and just hope it was good enough. No. 1, 2,
Interesting.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Nice.
Like you've got nothing left you can play. Is that
Yeah,
what you're
so we'll
saying?
see. We'll see if you can catch me.
He
You
eliminated
still-
himself.
You still, I mean,
You guys,
considering
let's slow the game down. Let's not take any tiles anymore.
Only take from the discard.
Yeah.
Take from anything
Yeah.
else.
Yeah.
I mean, you still could do some trickery because we don't know what your basic
He
is.
has a cube,
Sure.
right?
Yeah.
The cube.
Yeah.
Look
He
out.
could take another card and it could be something really awesome.
Really roll the dice.
Yeah, totally. Okay, sorry, it's my turn. I will take this cube off to play a horn.
Horny.
Ooh, it's fancy.
Oh, 90 degrees, huh?
And then I can claim. Now can I claim the 2 loops?
You can.
Yes.
Okay, so first I would take my price, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, I think.
Yeah.
And I'm on 16, so that's 26. And then I'm going to take 10 more.
Wow. Nice.
26, 36.
Oh,
Didn't last long, Jack.
To be fair, Jack can still get this.
Oh, I know. I know.
But yeah,
He's got stuff up his sleeve over there, I think, that we just don't know about.
Got tiles under the table.
Yep.
so, yeah,
And it's my turn.
I believe so.
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to place this, and then
Yes.
I
Ooh,
will.
He does have a lot of
Wow.
hearts and stuff.
fantastical.
So if I'm correct, Matt, I should be able to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
You got it.
He has 6. How many hearts do you have, Jack? Holy crap. 1, 2, 3, 4,
A lot.
5, 6, 7.
Sorry
Whoa.
about that.
Technically too many.
7. Yeah.
So 7 wouldn't count as a new one, or you couldn't like split it up, right? You couldn't
Right.
do like
Anything over 6 is a waste.
Waste.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's an
Yeah. Once I
overachiever.
get 8, then I'll have 2 6, 2 4s.
yeah.
It's your turn, Sasha.
Okay. Okay, I guess I'll start playing tiles. So I'll play a horn. Score 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that puts me to 19. And then I guess I will play.
Ooh.
Let me
Mhm.
think about this.
Mhm.
It's an interesting trumpet.
Mhm.
I will. How close are we to the end of the game? We have 7 premium tiles left.
We have no
Depends on
idea.
you. Depends what you
Yeah.
do.
It's
I
game
know.
theory.
I'm just going to be drawing tiles from now on.
I only
Yeah,
need
this.
to put 4 tiles down and I can trigger it, FYI.
Oh, because your board's almost full.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have any tiles in
Doesn't
hand
have
though, so
any.
that's
Yeah.
at least
Yeah.
3 turns
Yeah, just dump your stuff in the discard.
or
I'll
4
take it.
turns, I guess.
Perfectly safe.
I will. Yeah, I can't get too greedy. I'm just gonna place this. That's my turn.
Okay. I'm gonna of course take this objective. So that'll move me up 7. So I'll go up to 43. And then I will
That was the wrong marker.
draw a basic tile. Oh, you're right.
Oh, yeah.
Oop,
He's
Where
how
was
much
he?
did I move up?
36.
It was 36.
36.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I was just so used to being in first place for so long. I'm just kidding.
Just rub it in,
Yeah.
Jack.
So I got my my basic tile here, and that's it. That's my turn.
Okay. I will. That's interesting. I have to use this for a swap. So I will swap this out. That is this guy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Bomberino.
And then I will. Should I just cap it again right away? No, just kidding. I'll take.
Jack has
Ooh.
patented that move.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. The early close.
Maybe I'll spend this for this one. Yeah, let's do that.
Killing me, Trevor.
That's the point. That's the point. Look at your notes, though. Look at those notes piling
Don't
up
worry about
together.
those.
I think
Look at
technically
that.
he's
Don't worry
killing
about
you
that.
softly
I
with
know.
his
I know
trumpet
what's
song.
going on. Yeah, I'm not gonna get anywhere near 9. I think you got the most and the closest.
How many do we have in the basic?
I'm ready for Sasha's come from behind victory.
We'll see.
Very melodic. I think it's you, Chuck. I think I'm done.
Yeah, I think all I can really do right now is I'm gonna take from the basic. I need to see what I get, not what I want it, and I'll just take one from the discard.
You're wanting to extend for some reason.
Okay. So Chuck has 2 tiles. So, okay. Interesting. And with Jack sort of being out, he does sort of want the game to end faster. So
He's drawn.
Yeah.
interesting. Okay. And
He's gonna work for it. That's for sure.
so in that case, I guess I will. I have 17.
This
Yeah,
is
like
exactly what Matt wants to
this is
hear.
like-
It's like, yes.
I guess I will use this to take this. And wait, no, I lied. I'm taking this one. And then I'm gonna place. Oh, man, I don't have time though. Sorry, I'm getting back. I keep
There's
I'm
no
trying to be like
time.
as greedy as possible, and I might be too greedy.
No time.
And did you take that one for free? Is that what you did?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's my turn. I took it and placed it.
What is Jack gonna do?
Oh, sorry, I was muted. Did the premium tiles immediately shift down?
They
Or
do
not until
not.
the end of the turn.
Not until the end of the turn.
Ooh. Oh.
Yeah.
Well, in that case,
Yeah,
that's
you can't run that premium stack
I
out
know.
very fast.
I was gonna try to, but instead, what I'm gonna do is take basic tiles,
Mhm.
and that'll be my turn.
Oof.
Okay, I'm gonna play this somewhere. There. Nope.
Whoa.
I know, it's craziness.
Whoa.
And then I will grab yeah. Let's grab that.
Alright. And I will discard both of mine. Oh. And I'm gonna grab this and place it here. That's all
Isn't
my
that
turn.
another act? Oh yeah. Discard 2 is one action. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um.
You do have all your horns pointing up, Jack. That concerns me.
We've already talked about it.
Is that like a 15-point card or something?
Probably. Private goals.
I'm muted
Point
again
all
because my chair
horns
is
up.
squeaky. I'm just committed to that bit. I was like, I'm just gonna point them up, and it worked out. So
Is this considered pointing up? Probably
I
not.
like
That's
to
Diag, man.
So
I
that
like
can
to come up with arbitrary.
for those bell positional things, the diagonal can be either up or
Okay.
that way,
But not both.
not both.
I'm gonna
It
take
matters.
from the discard. And
4 and 7.
and take from the discard. That's my turn.
Okay, I'm gonna buy these 2 tiles.
Oh.
Mm.
I'm gonna discard these.
Yeah, these tile stacks are the worst. They're not very they're not like card stacks where things just glue into place. Snap into place.
Is it me?
Can you make them stackable?
And it only works if the tiles have the same picture on them. They only stack if they have the same picture on them.
Huh. Interesting.
Two,
Oop.
three, four.
There you go.
I feel like I've
Now-
maybe it's a different type of component that it works or something, because I feel like I've done that before.
I have a question, Jack. Is that the one you want on top?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not gonna overthink it.
Trevor's like, that was a mistake.
Well,
I will
because
take that one.
adjacent, I think
And,
it doesn't. It doesn't
and-
like continue on in a line. It's just the two tiles that are adjacent to each other with the most nodes, right?
Yeah.
And I will
Yeah.
take that.
They don't necessarily have to be on the same pipe. They can.
That is not what I'm thinking at all. Go ahead. I don't care
But
about
like
notes.
if you have three in a row that they don't add to each other,
No,
like it's not a group of three. Okay.
no,
Is it my turn?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
It's not like, yeah, it's your turn, Chuck. That's
Oh,
that's
okay.
not how they that's not how they work. It's not the
Hmm.
it's not going in a row with the
I'm just gonna grab this. And then
notes.
I'm gonna place this here.
Right.
So that should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 points there.
I feel like somebody's just gonna. What does he have? He's got 2 in his hand, so he can buy one
turn,
of
Sasha.
these.
Okay.
Interesting. I think he needs.
I'm gonna
to-
swap this with this,
Oh.
Nice.
and then I'm gonna play this.
Oh.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
14.
14.
14.
Oh, 14. I forgot that. Okay. 14. So that puts me to 23.
Don't try
Oh,
and
no.
cheat us.
33. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm,
Mm.
he's in the mix.
I see how it is, Sasha.
Mm. Mm.
Yeah, it's not good, Chuck. That's how it is.
not
Sasha's
good.
gonna come from behind and nail us to the wall.
We'll see.
We'll see.
So, Jack, it's your turn.
I think he's
Okay.
buying or drawing. Not sure which though.
I'm gonna
So you can't buy with premium tiles. So you. the
Oh, you
only-
can't.
Because
No,
they
no
do have gold
choice.
on the back.
That's right. They have bells on the back.
Oh, I like
Jack
that roll.
pigeonholed himself.
that.
Man, I'm swimming in these tiles that okay, I'll draw two
But
tiles.
you have a whole
Your turn.
pile right here.
Yeah, you should take that one.
Yeah, you
Definitely.
should
Sure.
take them from the discard.
I hear what you're saying, Chuck. Just
Run out the clock, Jack. Run out the clock.
The bold strategy.
I'm taking a knee. All right, you're up, Trevor.
I'm up. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna play
Can't tell if you going to run out the
I'm gonna
premiums
play-
slowed you down or not. My
I
brain
think it.
doesn't
I think it
math.
did. I didn't think about the.
I didn't think about that
not
either.
having gold.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Makes sense.
I'm gonna play that. And then I'm going to play what do I want to do with that? I guess I might as well play that. Yeah, I don't know.
Is it a bell? You should-
Well, I think I should take the 5 points. But I don't know. Chuck's got 2 spaces left. I do think maybe the bell might be the play.
Get your points while you can.
Yeah, he's like, you're right. I'm done. I'm done here, man. All right, you scared me enough, Chuck. I'll play the bell.
I mean, he did say everybody gets one more turn after it.
yeah. I just don't quite have enough time, I don't think. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
I
That's a
which
good
way am
horn.
I going that way?
That is a nice
And
horn.
I'm
47?
on
Yeah.
36, 46,
Or am I counting wrong?
47, 48, 49? Was it
49.
13?
Yeah, 49. 13
49.
points. 49.
Yeah.
Don't listen to my math.
It wasn't even math. All you had to do was count the spots.
Listen, it's almost 1 a.m. here. It's fine.
Uh,
Was that your turn, Trevor?
I think I placed that one and then I placed a horn. Yeah, that's me.
All right. I'm just gonna complete both of these then and get 10
Dang it.
points.
I was afraid of that.
Okay.
Dope.
Um,
You're already on those.
Oh, it's this one I wanted to complete. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll just announce that to everybody. I'm completing this next turn. Oh man, I need help.
Someone help me.
The only one that would be able to get it is Jack, and he doesn't have any more cubes.
Oh, that's true.
Good point.
Oh,
Oh,
Jack
he's-
Jack just
disconnected
got
again.
disconnected.
He rage quit.
Oh, he really took a knee.
Yeah.
Matt,
Um,
can you make a quick save real quick of TTS mod just in case it crashes?
Sure.
I'm gonna buy this tile,
Oh my.
Oh.
Oh boy.
Wow.
and then I'm gonna play a horn.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 again.
How many does he have? He's got 2 that are non-premium, so I think he's going to end it.
Oh. Yeah, what's up?
Darn
If-
you, Sasha.
Oof. Yeah, but at least we get one more turn afterwards, so we might be able to salvage. depending
Yeah,
on what
but
we're
I'm
trying
like
to do.
right behind him. So
And
I'm
Matt,
like
Matt, you said everybody gets another turn, including the player that ended.
Yes.
And it
But
ends
Jack's not
with
here,
that person.
so we skip Jack's turn, right?
Yeah.
I
That's how it works.
suspect he's going to
He's gonna-
probably draw the last premium.
Well, does he have things
He's got
to pay
he's
for
got a
them?
tile, yeah.
Yep, he's got 2.
Yeah,
or
he's gonna
1. Yeah.
he's gonna buy this.
Yeah,
and
he's
it's
gonna
over.
buy that.
Evan,
and-
did
and
you
probably take a
no,
you're
it's your
back.
it's your
Oh,
turn
there
right
you
now.
go.
Well, did you get my message about playing for me? Just
I didn't.
Just
but
draw
what
tiles.
what I would have
I already
done
started.
what
I
I would have
already
done
draw
is
tiles.
grab this premium tile so that you can think.
yeah, nice.
Well, so that wouldn't end it because we have one more tile. It would be the
Oh, there's
person
one more
who
in
then
there.
buys after that.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
But that's going to be faster than drawing out of the bag.
I think, yeah, probably.
I'm still trying to get in, so I trust you, Evan.
Okay. Jack buys that first premium tile.
Yeah. I think that's what he would do.
Yep.
Yep.
And then he
And
would
then-
draw one.
And then he would draw one, yeah.
Cool.
Oh boy.
All right.
Oh boy.
Okay. Well, I guess I will place this and flippy and
Flippy-doo.
count it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
Mm.
13
Yo.
from
49.
62.
62.
And that was my first, was it? Or did I
That
do
was your first.
both? Okay.
Thanks.
Now what do I want to do? Now what do I want to do? What is this again? This is
You get your free 5 points.
I can, yeah.
Refi.
Fill one row on your player board. So the only person that hasn't gotten it is me. So it's at no risk of anybody taking it because Jack
No.
can't get cubes.
Right.
So I think I'll wait on that. And dang. All right. I will I will draw a tile. And let me check it. Hold on. I still got my second wind. Wow. That's amazing. I'm done.
Remember,
Okay.
premium tiles have bells on the back, so you can, if you need a bell and you're not drawing one, you can always buy a tile, premium tile, and flip it. They're still back there.
Wait, so all of them have bells
I'm
on the
gonna
back?
take this.
Yeah, they're all bells exactly the same.
So that triggers the
All
end
right.
game then, correct?
Oh, were
Yep,
you
Chuck
being
triggered it.
facetious, Evan? Sorry.
No, yeah.
They are still back there.
I was being specious.
So you triggered it. Chuck triggered it.
Yeah, so Chuck gets the
Nice.
last turn.
Chuck. Come on, Chuck.
I had no choice.
Oh,
There are
Chuck.
always choices, Chuck.
You can always choose good.
But Chuck, I wanted to end it. I wanted 2 more turns. I didn't want 1 more turn.
I'm 5 points
That was
short.
true.
Well, Trevor decided to run up ahead very far, so
I did.
can't be having that.
I'm not done running. I'm not done running. This card this card is going to help me absolutely nothing. Not have done that. That's what I'm afraid of, is the cards.
I guess I'll use a cube to maybe find a goal that gives me some amount of points. As long as it gets me more than 2 points, it's worth it. So I'll draw 2 private goals, and I have to discard 1.
I hope you get what I got. Nothing.
Exactly what you deserve.
Well, I threw away a card that would have given me something, thinking I might have a chance to maximize this, and I was wrong.
I
So
was
it's my
should've
own
gotten
fault
basic.
and only my own fault.
Yes, I'll discard this, and then I'll play this.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
Bell
Wow.
to bell.
So that puts me up to 62.
Wow. Nice. I'll draw 2 tiles and immediately discard them because I'm over my hand limit. That's my turn.
Exciting.
Can you do that? Can you draw tiles when you have 5 tiles in hand?
Yeah, you have to discard down to 5 at the end of your turn. So during your
Interesting.
turn, you can
Okay.
have more
So how
than
many
5.
does he have now?
He has
5.
5 now.
5.
I can't see them. There's just weird question marks on my
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
This
I
one's
have 5.
piled up or something. Okay. Okay, well, I need a bell, so I'm gonna send this there to buy this, and then I'm just gonna place it right away. Unfortunate. Oh no, I can flip it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Right. I don't want the open side. So
Very
that's
nice.
going to give me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Nice,
Oh,
Trevor.
What
Aye.
was
62, so 74.
Nice. All right, Chuck, you take the final.
Alright, I'm gonna take my cube and put this here for 5. Oh, there. And then the only thing I can really do is I'll just get another.
Well, could be the difference right there.
big?
Okay.
Needs
All
to be a
right,
30 point card and you'll be
That
golden.
is the end of the game. Let me note everyone's scores at this point. Let's see, we've got Jack at 40, Chuck at 46, Sasha at 62, and Trevor at 74. All right, so let's go one at a time through the end game scoring criteria, because I do track them on my little handy dandy spreadsheet here. And it's fun to kind of see people jockeying for position as we do each scoring. And since we have the score track here, we don't need to keep track, with pen and paper or anything. So suits, count up how many you have of each suit, and then use the points that are listed here to determine how many points you get. Tell me your total suit score once you've calculated that.
I think I have five total
was that?
points. Sasha.
Sasha? Okay.
Oh, I
Yep.
don't have much of a heart.
I have 18.
That was Chuck.
No, Jack. I have
Jack.
18.
18. Okay.
Yeah. So 20 would put me at 60, so I'll be at 58.
Total for suits for me looks to be 13.
Okay. That was Chuck.
25. 25
Damn.
25.
for
Dang.
Trevor.
Running away with it.
Do
Wait.
I? Did you move me already?
I did. No, I don't think anyone moved you yet.
Okay. Did you move, Chuck?
No, I didn't touch mine yet.
Yep. Go ahead and move your checkers
Okay.
to match.
Did
what
I
you
did I say I had
scored.
20? I was wrong. I had 14 plus. Wait, hold on.
You said 18.
I totally misadded my points there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So hearts I have 9. And then 1, 2, 5, that's 8. So 9 plus 8 is 17. Plus then diamonds I have 17 plus 6. So I have 23 points actually.
I think you already added 8.
Yeah, so I'll just add 3 more. So 61.
60. So Jack, I'm showing you should be at 63. You started at
Yeah.
40 and added
Yeah.
23.
Yeah, I think you added to 21, Jack. So you.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But you added
Okay,
18
great.
and then
No, you're right. Yeah, that's good. That's very
All right.
good.
We'll go to notes. So count, find the biggest group of adjacent tiles with notes on them, and then just
Uh-oh.
count how many notes are in that group.
This is not going to be good.
Matt, am I correct in this entire thing is one group since they're
That
all-
is. Yep.
Okay.
The only one that
No.
wouldn't count is that one.
So
Really?
Oh, it's in a row that connects. Okay.
Just
Oh, wow.
adjacent. It doesn't even, the pipe doesn't even have to connect. The tiles just need to be adjacent.
Okay.
I got
Got it.
16.
Not good.
I got
Wow.
12.
not good.
If I had one more
Okay.
turn, I would have connected these top ones to these bottom ones, but ran out of time.
Sasha 12.
How does this score? Is it per
I got
note?
12. Yep.
Okay, I completely
Per note
misunderstood
in your
that
biggest
rule.
group.
I thought it was just
Okay.
one
So
to
1,
one.
2, 3,
It was
4,
like
5, 6,
one
7.
adjacent
Yeah.
tile made a group. I didn't realize that. Okay,
Mm.
I just misunderstood that scoring
Yeah,
principle.
that's a tricky one to explain. Like in the rule book, there's definitely going to be examples because it's hard to explain
Yeah,
with
yeah.
words alone.
With a single picture, it would make sense though.
right.
Sasha took
let's see.
it from me.
Yeah, the total
In
I
my
had
of
case,
notes I
7.
win.
I had
I
7
only
on
have
that.
3 for that. So
And I had 7, Matt.
Okay.
For Trevor.
All right. And then who had the most notes total? That's
That was me.
probably
Sasha.
Sasha.
18.
Cool. Nice.
Nice.
So you get 5 points for that.
Did it?
Uh-oh.
Okay. Now -3 for disconnected pipes. That's Jack and Chuck.
6 and 6.
Jack,
So back to 60.
3 for Chuck. All right. Extra resources. Unused
have-
second wind is 3
hmm
cubes. are
Oh,
2.
I blew that. I forgot about the second wind. I cost myself 2 points. Because I could have used the second wind to place that cube.
Done.
Stupid.
Yeah, I also probably could have used mine on my last turn to
Squeeze out.
get this
Yeah.
and one more trumpet.
Oh yeah, for another
I had
Two-
5.
That might have won
5
you the
points
game.
another
there.
2 points.
Yeah.
Okay, so Jack was 5.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Would have given me an extra cube as well.
Hmm.
And Sasha,
An
you
extra
had just
4
the
point.
3 from
I had
Command?
one extra tile that I just discarded, so I had 4 total points from
Total?
extra.
Okay. Trevor,
I had no extra tiles.
no extra tiles, but you got the cube and the second wind for 4 or 5.
5, yeah.
I
5.
took the 3 already, and then the cube is 2?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, so it's a wash. It's the same
And
thing.
then Chuck, what'd you get for that?
I got nothing with that.
Nothing. Okay. Nothing left over. You used every ounce of resources you had available. All right. Now goal cards. For
Uh-oh.
fun, let's start with green or red. Sorry. Start with the back and move up.
Oh, okay.
Let's see.
I get 10.
Okay.
So if you have 4 T's, that's 10 points.
Nice.
75.
You're momentarily not in last.
Yes.
Chuck, how are yours?
So I have edge case, so I get 10 points for that one,
Nice. Filled all your edges.
which
Mm.
brings me to 82 for that one. And then my other one is row completionist, and I have 3 rows completed, so that's another
Very
12.
good.
Nice.
So that
22.
is
Question: why does this
34.
count as a completed row?
It's
Because just because there's horn.
It's just the
in it?
tiles filling the
Oh,
row
okay.
with tiles. Yep.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, I had the same thing, Jack.
Yeah.
In that was a little unintuitive, but I think I grok it the second time I
So
came
I had the
around.
most
Yeah.
notes.
Are you kidding me?
What?
Oh,
Yeah, I was worried he wasn't going to get that because Chuck was over there really going.
I don't think I get this because I'm tied with Trevor.
Right. Yep.
No,
you would have to.
ties are
you would-
friendly, aren't they?
Not for this because it says you have to
Oh,
have
okay.
more bells than any other player. So that's
Yeah.
typically saying the most.
Yeah.
All right, Trevor.
Would
So
have been nice.
Trevor's in the lead no matter
This-
what. But let's see what you got.
This card did not help me,
No,
and but this one does. 10 more points.
Emily Brass. Yep. Very good.
This one isn't pointed up, but it didn't say they had to be all pointed. I don't think.
Trevor's like, why do your horns point up?
That's pointed that one's pointed sideways. Diagonally.
Yeah, that one can count as up or to the
Yeah,
to
I
the
figured.
right. But yeah.
That one's a little limp, but it's still up.
So Trevor, I think with 121, you have officially scored the highest ever in this game.
Woo!
wow.
I never
Congrats.
do that. That's very unusual for me.
Getting 2 top spots was I
Yeah.
think
Yeah,
pretty good for that.
Mhm.
Super helpful.
that's what I did. I kind of watched last time I played.
Mhm.
I ignored these spots, and I think Matt really went for these spots when we were playing, and I was like, oh yeah, I should pay attention to these.
Yeah. I mean, you could do that to your detriment, right? Because you
Yeah,
could
yeah.
be not scoring well in other ways. But
Well,
you
I
were able
almost
to.
went straight across, blocking out my
Right.
whole top just to get one.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, don't do that.
Nice. Yeah, the highest score before now was 115. So
Was that Dennis?
Nice.
that was Dennis. Yep, you got it.
He's a beast.
Yeah. Cool.
All
Well,
right.
Stole those notes
Thanks,
from me,
guys.
man.
Yes, should we move
Yeah.
into
Thank you, Matt, for having us for giving us the opportunity to play.
Yeah, this was fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very fun game.
go ahead and start with feedback?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Start with
so
feedback.
I'll just throw it out that the main feedback I'm looking for is just overall balance. If you felt like there is any kind of strategy that felt over dominant, if you felt like any of the cards, both public and private objective cards, were not quite right, or the balance on some of the scoring of the private goals didn't feel right, and just overall notes versus suits versus all the different ways you can score. Did you feel like there are kind of opportunities to score in different ways and a balance to that, so that once Trevor finds that golden strategy that he does every time, he's always going to win? Or
Mhm.
I think there are other kind of ways to win. So that's the main thing I'm looking for now, but I'm also happy to hear any general feedback, any overall feedback, any tweaks or anything like that from you guys.
Well, I can start real quick and just say it was perfect. You don't need to change a thing.
Of course, the winner always thinks the game's perfect.
Just kidding. Just kidding. I can start though, unless anybody else. Chuck, you're east. If you want to go first,
No,
because
you can go.
you're
I'm good for
late,
right
late.
now.
Yeah. I honestly don't have a lot to say. It was really, really good. Matt, it looks really good on the table. It feels like, as a tile laying game, you're laying tiles. You're not just a tile laying game with, like, hey, there's a piece of tile laying. It feels like a tile laying game. So um, that's great. I love how you've got the optional, decisions up here. Like I said, at one point in the game, there was 3 or 4 different decisions I was stuck between, and they all felt good. I like how you've got everything at the end, accounting for, so you never feel like you wasted anything. I like the hidden objectives. I've mentioned this before, that I think some games don't necessarily do it well, and I think you've done it really well. And I don't know why that is. That I find some private goals, it's almost like some private goals, they throw them in there to mask the end of the game, and I don't even know if you'd need the private goals to mask the end of this game, other than if somebody was to sit here and add up all the points and see where everybody is every turn and kind of min max everything. So I think the hidden goals are like, okay, well, I don't have everything in my control, so um, but I really like the addition of them. They didn't seem contrived like in some games where they do for me, and I'm talking about published games. So kudos for that. I love your very nice to look at sheet here to let us know everything that I really feel like I need to know after the teach. Pretty much everything. I mean, I know it's a lighter weight game, but so it's easier to do a reference card like this on the table. Um, but I really like the way that it looks inviting to look at. Sometimes you look at reference cards, and granted, mostly they're prototypes, but it's really hard to refer to it because it just gives you a headache to even go, oh, if I try and read that, it's going to hurt. Um, so yeah, on the constructive side, oh, I I don't know if I really had anything um, as far as balancing. Um, I mean, even at the end when I had the choice of taking this and I didn't take it, my second wind and my cube added up to 5 anyway. So I mean, it was a complete balance there. And that was the one decision that I was regretting, and then realized, oh, well, it doesn't matter, first of all. But second of all, it just felt like I wasted something, and I didn't waste anything. So, um,
Nice.
and then I thought this was a nice, once I got this card, I was just going to pull tiles. And then I'm like, well, no, I got to play. So
Yeah.
that
Jack
was,
should have had that card.
yeah, that would have been a great one for Jack.
Yes.
But yeah, I honestly didn't really have much to say, which if you know me, which we've only played a couple times together, but everybody else knows me, that's unusual. So kudos. I think it's in a really good spot.
Well, man, I appreciate it. Thank you. And great playing. You
Yeah.
definitely cool, fun to see.
I
You
got
pull that
lucky at
out.
the end there. I got these
Yeah.
two splits, and that made the difference, I think, to really pull out in front. And if Sasha had one more split at the end, I think, and could place 2 with his second wind, I think he may have taken me over with that.
Yeah, I need one more horn, and I just didn't quite have enough actions to place
Yeah.
get and place another
Yeah.
horn. But yeah, no,
Yeah,
that
would have made the difference, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. All right, Chuck, you want to go next?
Yeah, Chuck, do you want to jump in?
Sure. Yeah, so like we said, the wording for this might be better as when you score versus just having it say 2 loops in 1 completed pipe. Besides that, I really liked all of the scoring mechanics. I felt like it was very well balanced with the suits, all of the notes and everything. One thing I do want to ask, is there any reason why you don't have the premium market move at the end of every turn if nothing changes here?
I've found that there's it's never stagnated more than like a round.
Okay.
And so it's just I've never felt the need to kind of add that extra upkeep, that fiddliness that unless it really needs to refresh all the time.
Gotcha.
I've just never it's never gotten to that point that I've seen.
No, I was just curious about that because I did notice while we were playing there was at least like 2 or 3 times where none of us touched it at all. The only other one that I am a little curious about, the edge case. I feel like the all 4 edges might be better for 12 points just because it's very difficult to get all 4 edges. I don't know if anyone else agrees with that.
I mean,
I think I would agree with that, but
I didn't know that there was options to get 12 points from cards. I thought 10 points was the max.
Yeah.
I think this should be only worth 10 points instead of 12 points for the max.
Right.
No, I agree that does seem hard, but 10 also seemed like a lot to me because that's the max of all the cards I saw.
Yeah, besides that, everything else looks good to me. I really like the tool actions as well. I am curious if I would have had my cube for the swap. Would I have been able, if I had a bell in my hand, could I have swapped a bell with another bell and immediately scored that same thing?
Yep.
Yeah.
Good to know.
That's a power move. Yes. So would because I don't think I like the idea of the market refreshing every turn. Because I want the turns to be pretty quick in this game. But
yeah,
what if there was a mechanism to like maybe take an action or do something to like clear the market or refresh it in some way? Would that be worth it? Would that be a welcome addition?
personally, I feel like having it as an action might be a little too much.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that will take away from the already existing 3 tool actions that you already have. Because with the 3 tools plus the 3 public score.
Well, it wouldn't be a cube. You wouldn't use a cube. You would just use
you want to use a cube.
just an action, like one of your 2 actions that you have on your turn.
Oh, gotcha.
You could have what if you had a timer on it so that like it's upkeep.
A sand timer.
Yeah.
I was
no,
also just
not a
thinking...
timer. No, I meant a timer is in the way of like every round you go, oh, it didn't move, that's 1 cube. It didn't move, that's 2 cubes. 3 cubes, we wipe it, or move it or something. But it still is upkeep.
I was gonna say, even without the sand timer or the cubes, you could also just do, if no one touched it, the right mouse just goes back in the bag and then just move them all down.
Because there's something to be said about, okay, there's a 2 value tile there. I'm gonna draw 2 tiles on my turn now and hope it's still there, when it comes back around to me.
Yeah.
Kind of being able to plan for that is also, I like that being there.
Yeah, if you have it cycle because you're not touching it, but I'm waiting for it because nobody's touching it and I'm planning. So I actually like it the way it is, but that might just be me. I haven't gotten stuck where I've had the one I want in the 3rd position and it doesn't move. So when that happens, then I might feel differently.
Yeah, it was just a thought.
Sure.
Oh, it's valid. Totally valid, Chuck. I don't mean to invalidate what you're saying.
No, you're good.
Yeah.
Great. Any other thoughts, Chuck?
No, that's it.
Cool. You've Yep, you played this before, so you know the ins and outs.
No, I haven't. This is my first time.
Is it?
Yeah, I
Chuck, this is your
haven't
first
played
time playing?
this. Yeah,
Oh, wow. Why do I feel like you played Amplified though, right?
yeah, I played Amplified,
Oh, okay. Maybe
and I
that's what I
kept
was
saying
thinking
I
of.
wanted to play this, and then our schedules never
Oh,
met up.
wow. Okay, cool. Welcome. Thanks for hanging out. All right. All right, who's up next?
I can go next, unless,
Great.
of course, Sasha wants to. Do you want to go
I,
next?
I don't care about the order.
Okay. I'll go. I'll say this, Matt. I've loved this game for a while. I've played a couple times, but it's been a while since I played. A lot of things have changed. It feels like. One of the things we're curious about is what are kind of your goals for this game in terms of like target market, age range, weight. Like, what are some of those things that you're trying to do with this game?
Yeah, so ideally I want this to sit in maybe it's always hard to say, but maybe like a gateway plus area where
Okay.
it's something that gamers can get into quickly as a filler game in between bigger games. It's something that they can introduce like non-gamers to, but you have to kind of sit there with them and walk them through it and be there to coach them. That kind of thing.
Yeah. Okay. Because I got the impression early on with Twisted Trumpets that you were going for a very like gateway minus sort of weight. And I was like, oh geez, this is like weighted up quite a bit. You know, the complexity, the you know, divergent strategy, the you know, game theory, all of those things have really like increased in this version of the game. And if that's what you're shooting for, then that's great. You're, you know, moving in the right direction for that. I think the game is really fun and whimsical. I like the Twisted Trumpet concept. Just building a long horn is just really funny and interesting. And I can't wait to see what the art looks like on it. I like how the player aid contains everything you need to know to play the game entirely. And it does so in like a compact package. I think that's really a beautiful element of the game. I think it's something that will really make it sing is like if that player aid can be a complete instruction manual, where you could break it out and say like, oh, you know, if you are a gamer, a serious gamer, and you're, you know, with a gateway group or people you're introducing to the hobby, you might be able to say like, oh, we can skip the rule book. We can play from this player aid. That's kind of a nice feature. I think my biggest constructive pieces as I was playing, I had 2 points that really kind of like hit me strongly as we were playing. One was a sense of urgency, was something I didn't really feel as we were playing at all. I felt like, well, I'm actually incentivized to just like keep, you know, pushing this out as far as I can. And especially I was feeling that pretty early on. And I thought I kind of ended the game early to test that theory to see like, okay, if I push to try to end this game, can I do it? And I couldn't even do it. Like there was nothing that I could hit in terms of end game triggers. And so that's my second piece is end game triggers, where I just felt like they may be a little bit, they may be extending game length. They felt like they were extending the game length to me to a point where I was starting to lose interest. And part of that is because I was eliminated by my own move. But the other thing that's interesting about that, Matt, is I think I had maybe one more turn that it could have done anything anyway. Just because of the way my trumpet was built. And I had kind of, you know, done that to myself, but there was really only one other thing I could have done, which would have been, you know, bend it around the corner and add a bell at the end. And so I just felt kind of hamstrung by the triggers of the game at the end game. Yeah, so sense of urgency was the thing that was kind of on my mind, where I was like, I didn't feel that push and pull of like, oh, I'm trying to do these things efficiently, but also trying to do them quickly or before other players do, with the exception of the community objectives. That was something where I felt added a really good sense of tense urgency to the game. That was the one thing that really jumped out at me. And then the other thing that jumped out at me in terms of balance, because that was something that you asked about, was and really is just a question of mine, is how much these objective cards influence the direction in which you build your trumpet and how that affects the end game. I was incentivized to build branches into my trumpet, which condensed the playfield, and Chuck was incentivized to build around the edge, which allowed him to play the game longer, I feel. Now that might not necessarily be the case, but just something that I was thinking about as we were playing is like, are there strategies that push you into less favorable positions with those objective cards? So yeah, those are my two, I guess, observations or thoughts as I was playing.
Great. That's super helpful. Yeah. I actually felt a little bit of what you felt with the length of the game. Like it was definitely getting to the longer end of how long these games usually take. And because of the end game triggers being, you know, like self-timed or whatever, like, so you as players, if you choose to, you can drag the game out for quite a long time, and then really the last kind of trigger is filling your player board, because after a while, if you continue to try to just like draw from the discard pile, not buy tiles, you'll eventually just fill your player board. And but yeah, there is that sense that you could just kind of drag it out, and there isn't a really easy way for like a player who wants to end it, like, I'm good, I've got what I need, I want to end it now so no one else can kind of build up their thing. There isn't a way for you to quickly do that or have agency to do that. And it was really interesting to see, like, you're the first person. This was a super interesting play test, because you guys really, and I love that you guys were pushing the boundaries of this game, you know, scoring the most that's ever been scored before. I've never seen someone end their game more or less like you did, Jack, where then they just, like, for the rest of the game they have to pull tiles in. So it was really interesting to see that happen and see what the kind of the fallout of that is. And so that gives me some things to think about for sure.
Yeah, very interesting. It's also really interesting when you've play tested a game at different stages, because my impression of Twisted Trumpets, prior to this playtest, was that, oh, Twisted Trumpets, that's like a fun, whimsical, it's a light and snappy game for families. And now I would think like, oh, this is kind of like a deliberate strategy game for hyper competitive strategy players, and it's just a very different feel. I don't think that one is better than the other. I just think it's a very different game, and it's interesting the direction that it's gone. And I think the moves that you made with it make it very interesting. Like, I felt like I had interesting decisions to make very often in this game.
Just to riff off of something that was mentioned there, have you thought of adding gold/horn on here so that you could get gold? Because that's one of the things that kind of gummed him up at the end, was that he had these premium tiles, but then he couldn't use them as gold, and it would be a downgrade or a straight swap back if he had bought in this position.
But they would be going the discard pile. That's my first thought, which, like, the premium tiles on the discard pile would be, I mean, I'd be happy if people were discarding premium tiles, because then you don't have to pay any money for them. But that's my thought.
That is an issue.
Yeah. That was one of the biggest reasons why we don't do that.
Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah, there could be separate discard piles too, though, because you could find yourself in a position where you have 5 tiles in hand and you want to get rid of a premium tile rather than a basic tile. Probably extremely rare, but
Yeah, it's worth considering.
Should I go?
yeah.
Okay. Well, just to start off, I did feel really pressured by Jack's decision to sort of end and start trying to push the game. It definitely affected my last several turns, like significantly. Like I was really thinking about, okay, I'm not going to take tiles from here anymore because that's just going to make Jack be able to end the game faster. I'm not going to take any premium tiles unless I really, really need them. And so I was like really looking at this and really looking at what I already had. So I don't know if you felt like it wasn't affecting us, Jack, but at least for me, it definitely was affecting how I was playing. I
Nice.
I felt like
Nice.
the game had a reasonable pace, and at the end, I was really like, it's going to end sooner than I want it to. Like, and maybe it's just like the perception. And this might go into how Jack was saying his thought on how light of a game it was. Sort of made him think it was shorter of a game than I came into it thinking. And I was like ready to like sort of try and min max where I was just gonna like play snake and just try and like create the longest path before I start throwing on horns. Like that's what I was wanted to do. And then what right around this point is when Jack stopped, and then I had to start making the decisions. Okay, I'm not going to have enough time to do what I want to do. How am I going to start getting horns down? And so it definitely changed how I was playing, which I thought was interesting. And I think the mechanisms that exist in here currently, it almost seemed like they were designed so you couldn't push it too much. It like the fact that you have the max hand size, and that buying 2 of these tiles costs a total of 3 gold, so you can't like take 2 tiles from here and then take 2 tiles from here. Like there's like several things that sort of clunked up the Jack being able to just push the end of the game. So to me, it all seemed intentional that those were there, but you were just saying that someone hadn't done that before. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought it worked pretty well from my seat, not letting Jack just end the game really quickly, because that would have really messed me up if he was able to end the game a turn or two sooner. And so for me, from my experience, the game length felt good and the pacing felt good. And what Jack was doing was still annoying, and I think a reasonable counterplay in some capacity.
Yeah.
Obviously, Jack's ability to get points on those turns became more challenging. But if he got like a ton of horns down early or something and then was pushing it, then I don't know, maybe. So that was just a sort of response to what Jack was saying. Let me go to some of my notes were. This is a little thing. This might be a me thing. It might not. I really dislike point tracks that snake back and forth, just because I find it so hard to like. I don't know. If I'm like here and I get 17 points, I can't like. I don't know. It just makes it harder for me to like figure out. Like I have to add the numbers, which is normal. But as opposed to having like count up and then count up and then count up, I feel like it's easier for me to be like, oh, if I move down one track, then I know I've gone 20 points, and so I'll go back 3 or something like that. So again, it might be a personal thing. Like if it went up to 20 here and then it was 21 through 40 here, doing 17, I can know I just jump down and back 3.
If it's
Whereas
any,
with 17, I have to like,
I'll say, Sasha, when Jack was here and I was here, I don't remember where he was, but I thought he was this much in front of me. I didn't even notice the track snake.
And that's the other thing, is it can sort of confuse like who's ahead and who's behind, because like if there are like 3 different levels of this, like looking at it quickly, it might be like, okay, wait, is this like I don't know. I feel like if it was like this, the person that is green might be like, oh, it's blue or red ahead of me because
Yeah.
I'm going this way, but they're going this way. It might do a little thing that doesn't really matter. I've seen it in other games that I think are good games. It's a little nitpick is not a big deal. It's just a personal thing, I guess.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I said money tool could be. This was just this iconography for you can buy any premium tile. I think it's fine, but I think if there was some sort of symbol to show like premium tile or something, that would just help players understand that this action is getting you one of these cards.
Yeah.
I like now that I've played the game and everything, it makes sense. But I think for the first time playing, this symbol didn't read as get a free premium tile.
Right.
It said something to do with gold, and once you know that gold is not like a resource that you're ever holding in your hand, then or you are holding it in your hand, but it's not like a
Separate resource.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I get it, but when first looking at it, that didn't read as I get a free premium tile.
Yeah.
To me.
Yep.
So another. I mean, this is my first time playing. Another first time thing. I didn't really get like thematically the suits. I mean, I get how like a royal family, like royal flush, like cards, like suits of cards. I sort of wish there was something that was tied a little bit. The music notes are great. Totally makes sense if we're playing instruments. The suits for me didn't like click as much as like why are there card symbols like playing card symbols?
Yeah, and those will be something different in the
Okay,
final art.
got it.
That's just
Yeah.
for playtesting.
That makes a lot of sense because it was just like a little bit. I was like a little bit unsure of it, and I think that partially contributed to me sort of ignoring it. And I also my next note is suits definitely seem much stronger than notes for the amount of work that you are putting into them. I don't know if you have the numbers for how many points each of us got for notes and then for suits, but I feel like the suits scoring was way higher than the
it was
than the note scoring. And I just like next time I play, if nothing changed, I'd be like, okay, I'm definitely just focusing on suits rather than caring much about notes. Like obviously I had an in-game goal that cared about notes, so I had extra incentive to care about notes. But that does seem much better, and that wasn't intuitively what I would do the first time playing. I would think that I could do notes or I could do suits and do like equally well. So then one other thing, and so just like thinking about the total turns that we had. So I started with 2 tiles. Chuck had 4 tiles, which is a turn. And then Chuck also got the last turn. And so Chuck had 2 more turns than me and during the total game. Again, like there's definitely an advantage to being there can be an advantage to being the first person to get like goals, but because I start with less total tiles, I still have to spend a turn to catch up to Chuck to be able to compete for the goals. So that was just something that I sort of felt like I was playing behind, even though I was the first player. And then I also got less turns. Yeah, that was just I don't know. I'm trying to logic like explain it logically, but it's also something that I felt.
Right.
And just from like me having 2 tiles to be the same as Chuck, I need to draw 2 tiles, and then Chuck also got 1 more turn after being the person to trigger the last turn.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. That was just something that I noticed and felt funny to me. That's everything I've written down. I feel bad at like thinking about it right now because I just went right into my critiques. Uh, I really like this game. I thought it was for my first time playing. I felt it very easy to get into what I was doing and understand the concepts. I think the theme plays really well into being like making the rules make sense. Um, I think overall this game feels really solid and really close to being completely done, which it seems like maybe you feel that way as well. And I just want to confirm that it is feeling good, it's feeling close. And yeah, it's just the little sort of balance things here or there. And then my nitpicky things that could potentially just be me things. Yeah, the public objectives felt totally reasonable and good to fight over. The private goals felt interesting and like I I felt like I had interesting decisions with them. Yeah, overall, I really liked everything. The second wind is something that I think it's interesting. Obviously, I didn't use it. There was definitely times where I forgot about it, and then I was like, "Oh shoot, I should use my second wind there." After I already passed the turn. And so I don't know if that means anything, but that's just maybe a first time playing thing. Or I could definitely see at the end. I think I still could have gotten advantage out of it using it at the very end. I also like didn't think about it.
I could see.
But I got 3 points for it, so like I don't know.
One thing I thought about that, Sasha, as I
Mhm.
was like, man, I bet in a 2-player game, this is so much more important because there are certain things that you can act on quickly, and you know, like, oh, my opponent's gonna do this thing.
Mhm.
Whereas like 4 players is kind of like, oh man, it could be a totally different board next time it comes around.
Mhm.
Yeah, I felt like planning out using that was very difficult, and then I felt like I blew it.
Unintended.
Hey.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, but that's pretty much all the notes that I've written down. But I did really like the game, and I would totally play this again and have slightly different strategies. Oh, I guess tying into this, I sort of explained that I was doing that snaking strategy. I think if there wasn't a time limit, then that seems like sort of the best thing to do. But I think because the game was sort of pushed towards the end, I sort of had to like fumble a little bit to figure out how to actually score off of this min-maxing thing that I was trying to do, which made it fine. Like I think it's fine the way that it works now. I was a little bit worried that the like min-maxing super long tube and then just doing all your horns, all your bells at once might be too good. But because I was rushed for time, that I think it's actually balanced and fine.
Yeah, and it is a good strategy, but it's hard to pull off because of the time, and also just because you got to get the right pieces to go. You know, you need a bell or an elbow at a certain time. You need the straight pieces at certain times. And if maybe other players are good for that same strategy, you're all fighting over those
Same
pieces.
sort of pieces. Yeah, totally. Like I said, it seems fine. That was just like my first thought of what I should do, and I liked that it wasn't just like, oh, that's obviously always going to win.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nice. Cool.
Matt, real quick, this tool time objective, the wording might be better as have 2 use tools.
Oh yeah, that one still has a typo.
Have a
Should say have used tools too, but yeah. What did you say would be better wording?
I think it might be better as like have 2 used tools.
Have 2 used tools. Okay.
I'm not sure if that's like the best wording for it, but yeah, that A just doesn't look right in there. I was looking through all the other public objectives because I wanted to look at them all.
Sweet. Evan, do you have any thoughts as a
as an
viewer?
observer. I do.
Yeah.
So obviously, some of this has already been covered a little bit, but first off, I just want to know, what is 2.0?
2.0 where?
Twisted Trumpets 2.0.
Oh, yeah. So there was
What was 1.0?
the first version of the game played a lot differently. It was it had phases, and it was a pass and pick type of draft. So you would draw 4 tiles, pick the one you want to keep, pass the rest to your neighbor, and then you go around, and that's how you'd pick your tiles. And then that would be phase 1. The second phase would be the market phase, where you could trade in those tiles for premium tiles. And then the third phase would be to build your trumpet all at once, and then you would score it, and then you'd go around again, and then you'd build a new trumpet and score it. And so it was
I like the sound of this one a lot.
yeah, so it was a very different game. Then I had the revelation that it would be a lot better if it were just turn-based and you were just drawing tiles and stuff.
I think
so that's where 2.0 was born, and
nice.
It's been there ever since.
Okay. The suits, same thing as Sasha said, and it sounds like you plan on changing those. Perfect. My only other note on those is, because that totally pulls you out of the theme. My only other note on those is just make sure that they are equally recognizable from 4 directions, depending on, like, regardless of which way the tile is placed, make sure the symbol looks the same. So it's equal from all 4 sides.
Cool.
So like a 4-sided star and a flower or whatever.
Yeah.
A circle.
Yeah, my thoughts were to have flags. Some of them are like different colored flags with different symbols in them to differentiate them. And maybe other things like birds perched on, or I'm going to actually throw that into my Illustrator to think of some interesting objects that could be kind of hanging out on a trumpet.
You've got bells. It made me want whistles, bells and whistles, but that's just
Another expansion.
my dad joke brain. Let's see. Explaining the diagonal bell bows. That could just be buried in a rule book somewhere. But what I would do instead of that is actually write that on the cards that check for that.
For what?
The bell bows, the angled.
Facing, like this is facing up and sideways.
Oh,
right. So like Heavenly Brass might have some clarification text on it.
So I think probably what the final version of the game is not going to have the diagonally facing bells. So that would be either pointing in one or the other direction.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
I like the diagonals, but yeah, that might.
Yeah, it's just because it causes some confusion,
yeah, totally.
and I want a review of all those kind of opportunities for confusion.
More confusion points were completed pipe and completed row.
Yep.
So make those more obvious what those mean. Down here on the twisted trumpets at the bottom, the 3 tiles equals 1 point. Is that really what you mean there?
So that's just supposed to mean tiles left over in your
no,
hand.
that says 3 tiles equals 1 point.
Yeah, so that's not what that means.
Yeah. Okay. All or nothing. So end goals, you've got some like edge case here. I can't make little pointers, but because I'm an observer. But edge case gives you 3 opportunities for kind of stratified, like graduated point gaining. And notable is either you did it or you didn't do it. All or nothing. So obviously, as far as value goes, edge case is a way more valuable private goal, because if you don't hit the full whammy, you still get 5 points. Notable, if you don't hit it, it's worthless, right?
Yep.
So when you have that dichotomy, just make sure that you're accounting for it in the value of the points, right? If I can get something along the way, then those points should necessarily be less than the thing that's all or nothing.
Yeah.
Because the risk reward is
different. Yep.
Yeah. Sorry, just to add into what you're saying right there. yeah, the fact that you can get 12 points worth of something that has like multiple levels, and this is just all or nothing for 10 points. So even if like, I feel like, yeah, I agree with what Evan is saying. If I was looking through multiple private goals partway through the game, keeping a card that is going to be worth some amount of points no matter what, because the lower levels are easy to do and will be worth some points, versus an all or nothing thing that I can like try for it, but I can't guarantee it. Yeah, I only saw cards that were all or nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I would love if I could have gotten one of these cards that were like a tiered thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, just as long as you account for it in the overall valuation.
That's a great point.
Let's see. Player elimination. So you do have a bit of a mismatch with theme, kind of art feel, kind of look, approachability versus your Gateway Plus target. Which you can kind of solve based on what the cover of your box looks like and stuff like that. So if people just see the components, they might get a little confused, but when they look at the cover of the box, they go, "Oh, okay, that's a Gateway Plus kind of game." So it's not severely off, but if you just like take a snapshot of the player board, right, and I don't see all the gold cards and everything scattered about, and the over 100-point scoring track, I'm going to assume a much different play style and a much different weight. And it just opens the door for some people that bounce off the game that thought they would love it and then become passionately angry about it because it wasn't what they expected. So just make sure that you kind of line those things up. What the weight is versus what you are advertising, based on art and look. Same thing, and then there's lots of things that kind of play into that. You've got player elimination. Well, not if it takes an hour to play, right? And technically, Jack wasn't eliminated, but basically he was. He eliminated himself, which fair enough, but but it
Yeah.
still is player elimination in an hour-long game. Which some people might just say get good, other people might really hate it.
One thought I
Yeah.
had on that, Matt, actually, since Evan brought it up, is it possible that you could end a game without hitting any of the end game triggers? Because like if players ended up in a stuck position like I was, if say you're playing a 2-player game and you both end up finishing your trumpet, but you haven't laid all of your tiles, would you just be like, well, I guess the game is over?
You
I
just have
draw
to keep
two.
drawing
I
tiles.
draw two. I draw two.
What would you
I
do?
draw two.
Yeah, technically you could just keep drawing tiles and buying tiles until you ended
Yeah.
the game, but of
Yeah.
course that's not a great experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it's a good point. It's not one I've really thought about.
Yeah.
I think I might look for a mechanism in the game that can get you out of painting yourself in a corner.
Yeah.
And that's what that swap a tile tool is kind of there for, to do.
Gotcha.
And originally when I thought of the tool concept and that as a tool, it was you have these tools and you can use them as many times as you want. And so you were able to do that as many times as you want. But through playtesting, you found that was a little too swingy, too OP, and was an interesting decision. It's more interesting if that's a limited thing that you can only do once. But I might, there might be a thing where you can use a tool again. Maybe you have to spend 5 points to do it or something. But I use this tool already, but I need to get myself out of this bind. Let me spend 5 points. It hurts, but now I can keep playing at least.
Yeah,
and I'm not
you could
eliminating
essentially buy back in. It
Yeah.
might take you a couple turns and all of your resources or something, but yeah.
So that is something I had thought about, but I kind of stopped thinking about it because it never came up until this game. And then I'm like, okay, yeah,
yeah.
maybe I need to think about that again.
Yeah, other ways. I mean, it's one of those things where I like the simplicity of, what can you do on a turn, right? I do hate lists of 12 options,
Yeah.
because that's just not clean or easy to process. But I did think, well, you could spend 2 actions to remove a tile off your board or to discard a tile from your board or something like that would allow you to get back in. Um, Obviously, you'd have to find out if that's broken or whatever. If you just keep using 2 actions to discard a bell and then lay down another bell on your next turn, I don't know. Maybe it's broken. Who knows? Or maybe it's
Yeah.
an awesome weird strategy. Get a super, do a Sasha horn, and then like at the end, like as long as people keep extending the game,
Break
and just
it and then build it. Break it and
Yeah.
build it.
every other turn you could do a horn.
Yep. And that's exactly why I don't let people use that tool more than once, because you could totally abuse it.
Well, you just have to make it cost appropriately, right? Where
Sure,
maybe you even could do it as a strategy, but it wouldn't be a runaway strategy.
Yep.
Let's see. Or, you could restrict it to where you can't destroy a bell or something. Who knows? Okay. Other possibilities. You can spend your cubes on any of the 3, not limited to the one. You already mentioned that. You can ditch 2 tiles for a private goal. So, if you're sitting there at the end of the game, already blocked yourself out of the thing, well, you can just sit there and start picking up private goals, and just hope you luck into good ones. Like, it's not a great position, but,
Yep.
Because you've already completed your board and you can't get back to it. So it's kind of luck of the draw at that point. But that's just another out.
Right.
Anyway, back to player elimination. Those were just things that came to my head.
Great.
Even number of turns is an hour plus game time kind of mostly requirement. Mostly. Not always. And, Sasha knows that I squibble on this with some of my own things. But, getting to the end of the game that was a Gateway Plus that was about an hour, 59 minutes, I think. The fact that there weren't an even number of turns starts feeling bad. Whereas if it is that gateway minus experience and it took 30 to 40 minutes, even number of turns doesn't feel as bad because you're like, okay, well, let's play again. So you might think about even number of turns if you're keeping it this weight and this game length. Second wind to me seemed like an extra thing, because you already kind of have a similar system with your cubes doing cool things. Like you already have like here's an extra cool thing you can do, and then you have another extra cool thing you can do that's takes up some brain space. I didn't. To me, it's like one of those extra hanging chads that doesn't need to be there.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you're simplifying systems and that's your extra cool thing in a simpler version of a game, then that is a great like one little extra cool thing you could if you simplify other systems. But that's another theme, a weight to what it looks like mismatch thing. That second wind is it's kind of a simpler, lighter game feeling thing, I think. And it's on top of the cubes that you can place to do the cool. It's kind of two ways of doing the same idea. Advanced tiles. Oh, this just an extra thing you can do on your turn, so don't add it because I hate that. But you could spend 2 coins to draw from the advanced tile bag. Anyway, don't add a thing you can do on your turn. Bad idea. Noted. The notes. Yeah, scoring the notes was a little confusing because in my head I was like, oh, it's like Carcassonne, right? Where they have to be in the same field. And then I was like, oh, depending on how people construct things with the T's, a lot of trumpets are going to all be the same field. Some of them won't. But like Sasha's, if it was the field, like Carcassonne style field, then all his notes would be connected. Versus like over at Chuck, he would have some of them sequestered and some of them contacting and some of them not. So in my head, initially when you described it, I went Carcassonne all the way. I was like, oh, it's fields. Then it turned out not to be. It turned out to be adjacency, which I don't know if it's worth the complexity of not just saying count your notes. Like at that point, like just like how many notes do you have? That's a score.
Well,
You know
I
what
mean, we do that count as well.
Right. I
So,
mean,
like,
instead of saying contiguous,
mhm. Yeah.
what largest adjacent group, like you can get rid of that and just count your notes.
My only argument against that, just
Yeah.
as a response, was
Yeah.
it was making me make interesting
Okay.
choices with my placements,
That's
trying
good.
to make them connected, and
good.
then I was like gonna try and have notes here and here to like
Mhm.
connect them all up.
Yeah.
So I think from a like strategic standpoint, it's interesting,
Mhm.
but yeah, I'm also hearing what you're saying.
I can see that. And then
and that's how they were originally,
Hmm.
and it just wasn't interesting. I mean,
Wasn't
you
compelling.
see a tile, you take it because it has notes on it, and that's 3 points right away. There need to be
Right.
something that you had to figure
Mhm.
out. And with the set collection, it's I'm trying to get a certain number of this specific suit, so I was
Mhm.
trying to get some kind of more spatial puzzle going on with the notes.
I see. That makes sense. That makes sense. But just as it currently stands, I don't know. Maybe I have never actually played this game, so who knows how I would feel about it.
I wonder, Matt, because that was brought up earlier. I think was it you who brought that up, Chuck, or maybe Sasha? You guys were talking about how there's like a discrepancy in score between that and suits.
Oh yeah. I was saying that
Yeah.
the note. I felt like the amount of work I did for notes did not
Yeah.
pay off nearly as
Mhm.
well as just picking up whatever suit thing looked good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I
Yeah,
think
perhaps.
Dennis really nailed it in my first game, and that's why I went for suits in this game. But I was also incentivized for suits because of the card, so it was a no-brainer I was going to do suits. For me, this game, because of how much I got trashed last game because I didn't go for suits, and I think I went for notes, and it that might be a balancing issue. I'm not sure. Only 2 playthroughs, so I don't know, Matt, but that might be a balancing piece.
Another
Yeah.
way, if you wanted to go more complex, another way you
Mhm.
can go with the notes is some kind of tile multiplier.
That's what I was just gonna say. Evan.
Yeah.
Tile multiplier.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like maybe you actually reduce the total number of notes on the tile, but there's like you count up the notes and multiply by the grouping size or something.
Yeah.
Yep.
If you needed more points for it, and you wanted
Yeah.
more complexity.
Right.
Let's see.
Make it more complex, Matt. You didn't want to make a dungeon crawling game, but you're getting there. You just keep going.
One of the
Keep playtesting with you all, and it'll
right, exactly.
be the next
Make it more
Gloomhaven.
complex. One of the have you thought about like a storyline going through? So one of the more one of the ways you could end the game a little sooner, if you wanted that, is the rather than filling up your board, it would be the first person until basically holes player count -1. So in a 4-player game, once somebody reaches 3 holes in your board, that's the end of the 2-player game. It's only 1 hole that ends it, like that kind of thing. It's a little bit more, it's got a subtraction symbol in it, so it technically is a little tougher to think about. But it does give you finite numbers to play with as far as like ending conditions. It scales by player count, so it actually shortens the game rather than just extends the game when it's a larger player count, that kind of thing. Anyway, that was just one way to close up the end of game a little bit.
Real quick, I gotta go.
Yeah,
I really appreciate you guys having me. This was a ton of fun. Thank you, Matt. I'm really happy to finally play this with everyone, and I hope to play again with you guys.
thanks for
So,
joining, man. It's good to see you.
yeah.
Good seeing you.
Thanks, Chip.
How do people get a hold of you again?
You can reach me on Facebook or Discord. Both of them are perfectly valid.
Cool.
Dale White
Thanks,
Jr.
Matt.
Good night, sir.
Cool. Good
Night,
night, sir.
guys.
See you
Night,
Right.
check.
Let's see. Cubes. Oh yeah. On the boards, you have the set collection symbols and the cubes, right? And when you cover up a set collection symbol that's mildly bad, minimally bad, and it makes you go a different direction, maybe avoid it. And then you have cubes, which on the other hand are good and make you go a certain direction. So you have two things, one that's pushing and one that's pulling. Alternatively, you could have, in the same square, you could have the symbol and the cube so that you have a push and a pull in the same cube, where it's like, ooh, I don't want to cover it up, but I want that cube.
Mm,
You know what I mean? So kind of
interesting.
rather than like, oh, strictly, it's just better to go the direction of the cubes and avoid the symbols, right? That's kind
Yeah.
of like, it gives you a little bit more tension in there. I don't know if that's worth fiddling with, but that was just a thing that came to my brain.
Maybe like one or two of the squares can have that, not all of them.
Right.
Mhm.
Maybe there's a couple of them that have
Sure.
the dual.
Mm-hmm.
Are those setups set, or are those random, Matt? Like
It's
where
set.
it's set.
It's set and it's balanced amongst all the players, even though
Yeah.
you're starting in different
Okay.
places.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Let's see. Player OM, team. Mm-hmm. Gateway Plus. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I crossed everything out, which means I've come to the point when I have to say I also had good thoughts about your game. I never seem to lead with that. It's obvious, you've been working on it for a while. It's got really cool systems. It's really fun or at least it looks really fun to make. Take your two actions, build up your board,
It was
make
torturous.
make a wacky looking trumpet, and try to balance like how long should I make it before I start going for scoring and all that kind of stuff. Have like the Dominion quandary of when do you start going provinces, oh, so and so started scoring, I gotta go.
Yeah.
But it's not quite the same because it's not also the ending trigger as far as like how many times the things get scored, so it doesn't quite have the same tension. But but there still is a tension because the game is going to end at some point. And so you have to balance when you start scoring or not. Like Sasha kind of got rushed, and that was kind of cool to see because it wasn't me. We have a lot of cool things going on here. I think you kind of are in a middle ground of where you need to choose. Like you kind of said, you chose Gateway Plus. You need to make sure that your marketing goes to those people. And it's not like you can't have cute art on a Gateway Plus game, right? Like it happens all the time. You just have to make sure that the people that would bounce off of it understand what it is, like look at the cover of the box, so that they don't grab it and go, oh, this is a cute, fun family game, and don't read the back and just bring it home. And then when they pull it out and their 6-year-old is like,
Yeah.
then they type up a angry review about how bad this family game is, too complex. You know what I mean?
Totally.
So just kind of make sure you homogenize the marketing with the weight.
Yeah, that's been a tension. The whole development of this game is trying to make the mechanisms fit the theme, because you're building a crazy zany Dr. Seuss looking trumpet, right? So you
Yes,
can't
right.
make that too serious.
Right.
But at the same time, it's I want to make a game that I would enjoy playing, and for me to
Right.
enjoy playing it, it's got to have that crunchiness.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
I'm trying to walk that line of making it accepting
Mhm.
and fit the theme while still
Um,
being interesting for gamers to play. And so I am constantly pulling the reins of getting it too complex and too
you could
um,
you could always have some things that are like, hey, if you're playing this with your family, don't grab the private goals or the cubes.
yeah, and that
Leave them in the
definitely
box.
family variant
You know,
is in the works for sure.
um, you could try to solve it that way as well. And then if they read that and skip over that, they go, oh, if you're playing with kids, do it this way, and then they choose to not do that, then they obviously knew they made that choice,
Right.
I
and they
think
would
there's
less likely be angry about it.
I think there's a real opportunity for you, Matt, to make this light and exactly where it's at by
Yeah.
just changing this board. You could have a front side and a back side,
Yeah.
and on one side, maybe you're ignoring notes and suits, or I
Right.
don't know what it is you're ignoring, but you cut the complexity really easy by just going, oh, you don't look at these in this version of the game, and this is the gateway game.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
Yeah,
good.
Yeah,
the-
it's all possible.
depending on how like the suits work, if the suits are like pretty well tied into the artwork of the actual trumpets to the point where you could just like ignore the suits,
Yeah.
I feel like that would make it pretty easy to understand. It's like it's pretty simple. Like
Mm-hmm.
I think the suits could potentially be the most sort of crunchy elements. If you like really wanted to sort of be super strategic with this game, and if it was like a worm, it's like one of the suits, or like things that
Yeah.
were, like seemed like they could just be art on the trumpet.
Yeah.
But then you care about it if you actually want that extra strategy or whatever.
And the family variant, it could just be count up all the suits and just that's
Oh,
the
yeah,
score
yeah.
for the suits. Count
Mhm.
up all the notes. That's the score for the notes. So just keep it real simple too.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And you know that that's worked because you kind of had that at one point, right?
Yeah.
Like it
Yeah.
was
And it
like
just
that.
wasn't interesting enough for us gamers.
Yeah, right.
Right.
Yeah, that can be that can be one of the challenges. You are like, oh, I'm designing this game for people to play with 10-year-olds up to,
Mhm. Mhm.
like adults, and then you never play with a 10-year-old and you're always playing with
Right.
other designers.
Yeah. Yeah, I
What?
need to meet
Design
some
creep?
10-year-old game designers
Yeah.
on Discord to
Yeah.
play test my game.
Yeah.
Design weight creep is a thing,
Is there
especially if
a
you play with the
10-year-old
same
Discord?
same people over and over again.
That's sort of weird.
Yeah, probably not. Bad parenting choices.
But that's what I got. I really like it. I think it's really cool. I think there's some pain points to watch out for and some things to watch out for. But
Yeah.
but ultimately, like, it looks like a blast. I'm kind of jealous that I didn't play. I wanted to have played. And
Yeah,
that's
you would have loved it, Evan.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's a good
Yeah.
thing.
This is the kind of game you would really like.
Yeah,
You'd probably
yeah.
win. Glad you
Yeah,
weren't
look
playing.
out, Trip.
New highest score.
That's right, baby.
It could have been
Awesome.
me. It
Matt,
could have
what's-
been somebody.
Evan, did you have any other thoughts?
No,
on
that's
that, or-
it. That's it. I think I really
Matt,
like it.
what's on your mind at the end of this test? Like, what are you kind of thinking about as you were watching, as you've been listening? Like, what kind of bubbles to the surface for you?
Super valuable, not only just in the feedback, but just watching you guys play and how you approached the game. That's really where I'm getting a lot of my best kind of insights into this game, is just having people really push it and play different strategies. And I've tried to make it a point lately to really not offer up any hints or any kind of nudges as people are playing it, and let them discover strategies or discover bad plays
Issues.
on their own, issues on their own.
Yeah.
And so that's really bringing a lot of stuff to light. And so that's what I'm seeing in this game, is there are some kind of edge case issues where people fall out of the game too early, or people might be able to score a little too well in certain ways, and to try to rein those in and make it a overall more smooth experience where there aren't those edge cases that can lead to a bad experience, because then luck would have it, that big reviewer plays the game and he has that bad edge case experience on his first play, and then and then everybody hates it because of that. So I'm trying to avoid those, and some of those were brought to light here, so that was super valuable.
Yeah, nice, good. Yeah, well, Matt, where you set it up at the top, but if people are kind of like scrolling through this later, come to the end, where can people follow along on Twisted Trumpets and follow along with you?
Yeah, probably the best place to go is if you have Facebook and you do Facebook, go to Facebook and search for Twisted Trumpets. We have a Facebook group there that you could join, and I put updates in there. Otherwise, if Facebook is just not your thing, search for Muse and Metal. No, not on there yet. Search Muse and Metal on Twitter, Instagram, or museandmetal.com. I'll try to get more stuff on the website, but those are the places I'm at.
Nice. Oh, okay, that's awesome. You in the chat. Okay. I was like, wait, Muse and Metal. And he was like, this is Matt the designer. I'm like, oh, who do I know? Who's Matt the designer? You meant like this Matt the designer.
I just go around calling myself Matt the designer.
Hey, that's okay. I had a weird thing on BGG where like I ended up with like 2 accounts, and then one was like Evan Halbert and one was Portland Gamecraft, and I needed to just like consolidate both accounts, and you can't use either pre-existing name. You have to choose a third name.
New one.
And the only thing that I could so I sent in like a list of like 10 in preference order, and the one that ended up coming back is Evan Game Designer. It's a little pretentious, but like I couldn't choose Evan Halbert anymore.
Hey, it's accurate.
It's a little silly. So now on BGG, Evan Game Designer.
You need to change your last name.
Yes, I can legally do that. Anyway, yeah, thanks everybody. I surprisingly actually just had a lot of fun watching.
Nice.
Who knows how my feedback would change if I had actually been able to play. But it was fun to watch, and I think you got a cool game. I'm excited for you.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Thanks everybody. Let's have everybody give their little shout outs. Where can everybody follow you all? Intrepid game designers and your wonderful projects coming up.
Trevor?
On Facebook's probably the easiest, the Facebook group. There is a web page, but it's hot garbage. You don't want to go there.
Hotgarbage.com? Got it.
Alcatraz Escape the City. Just search up Alcatraz Escape the City and it'll take you right to the group, and then you'll be able to access everything else. I am not on Instagram yet. I need to do that. I'm sorry for all the Instagrammers out there. It's probably a lovely site. I just haven't figured it out yet.
I heard the guys
what the draw is.
The guys from Shucks have played your game.
Ooh.
Oh, they looked at it.
I saw them sitting at the table.
I have a picture of them sitting down.
I know. I took that photo.
Yes, I know. That was a pretty exciting moment. Yeah,
that was awesome. Sasha.
You can find the main game that I'm working on right now is a game called Dovecot, and there's a Facebook group for that. And just Dovecot, the board game. It also, you should be able to find it if you just type in Dovecot, but Dovecot, the board game, is the group. And you can check out stuff there. I need to get better about posting there regularly, but yeah.
Yeah, marketing's not my forte. Jack.
Jack Dunbar, New Kingdom Gaming. You can find the website www.newkingdomgaming.com. You can follow us on all social media, Instagram, Facebook, Discord, whatever. And New Kingdom Gardeners is the game I'm currently working on. The group is open for that. So yeah.
And I'm Evan Halbert. You can find me online as Evan Halbert. Or on BGG as Evan Game Designer. Hopefully there's never another one. I don't know.
Evan Game
Actually, there are other Evan game designers, aren't there?
Yeah.
But and we've been really privileged to have Matthew Rodela. Did you already give us your links for people to go to? Yeah, right.
Yes.
One more time. One more time. Where should they go?
Facebook, Twisted Trumpets group.
Twisted Trumpets, Facebook. It's been great. It's been great to have you. It was a lot of fun to watch. I hope you learned something useful about your game, and keep pushing it forward. What's your end goal here as far as like when do you want it to come out? Did you say you're self-publishing?
Yep.
Yeah.
Self-publishing is the plan.
When do you think it's coming out?
I am not setting an arbitrary date.
Okay.
I'm gonna release it when it's ready.
Cool.
I feel like I'll know it when it happens.
Yeah, right.
Just keep plugging away until that happens.
Yeah, cool.
Nice.
Awesome, man.
Fantastic.
Well, I appreciate it. Thanks everybody for joining in the chat. Who joined in the chat? Looks like Eric just joined us lately. And let me bring us out of here. Don't hang up just yet, everybody.
Thanks, Matt.
Are no one else? Thanks, Matt. Out of here.
Thanks, Matt.